Good morning, everyone. Let me close my door. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Good evening, depending on your location. How are you guys doing? I'm whipping my hand to you guys all to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're welcome. You are all welcome. Today is in a hot, the weather is hot today. Maybe I need to put in the AC. I need to put in the fan. How are you guys? All right, I'm waiting to see how many people online, and then we'll see if we can start the program. How are you? How are you? So let's try to. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Please kindly indicate where you are watching from. Gima, you're welcome. Long time, Gima, long time. Yes, been a long time I've seen you. You disappear. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. Okay. All right. I'm waiting for everybody to join the program and then we'll start. We'll start. Today's topic we shall be discussing. Somebody asked me a question regarding this prediabetics, how you can reverse it naturally. Then I have to change my topic at the last minute. This is not a topic I wanted to discuss today, but somebody asked me that question and then I changed it. Julie, you're welcome. Good morning. How are you? You're welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. All right. Okay. Yeah, I have to change the topic at the last minute. Somebody begged me to, one of my fans begged me that please, can you discuss this topic on how to reverse prediabetes naturally? I hope you are watching, so I have to change my topic the last minute. The last minute. I've prepared all my notes, I prepared everything, but said, okay, I'm going to change it. All right, great. So we're going to be looking how to change or how to reverse your prediabetics naturally. This is how we're going to discuss it. So I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to reverse your prediabetics naturally. Now, you guys remember I said once you are a prediabetics, okay, once you're a prediabetics, okay, that doesn't mean you are about to develop diabetics, okay. Another word for prediabetics is called borderline diabetics. So it's either they use borderline diabetics or they use prediabetics. So when you are prediabetics, you are lucky to catch it in time. Maybe you went to one of those, you are sick and you go to the hospital to see your doctor, and all of a sudden they do a blood work and they notice that your sugar is on the borderline. That means you are prediabetics. You are not yet a diabetics. That is when you have a chance to reverse it back or to delay the progression to full type 2 diabetics. So even though you are pre-diabetics, it means your sugar level is too high, above the target range, but you cannot be classified. It cannot be classified medically, officially as somebody that is diabetic. Okay? So at that pre-diabetics, at that borderline, you still have a chance to run away from that illness and reverse the trend so that you still remain non-diabetic if you are lucky to catch it in time. But if you are lucky to catch it in time, I have seen people that they were told that they are pre-diabetics or their sugar is getting close to the line, and they go home and they forgot, or they're careless, and then after 1 month they come back again and they become diabetic. So you still have that chance when you have been warned, hey, limit your sugar intake. It's like you're taking too many things that contain sugar, all these soda drinks, and then your doctor warn you, hey, listen, I'm seeing something here that you have to stop all these sugary items, and then you go home and say, you know what, and continue, and in the next 1 month you're coming back again as a diabetic. That time is too late. So when it is at that borderline, you still have a chance to take it back and say, you know what, I don't want to belong to this community of being diabetics, and then start changing your lifestyles. It has to do with your lifestyle. You have to start changing starting from the things you eat, the things you drink, and then if you are not the type that like exercising, then you have to go and start exercising to reverse the trend or to delay the progression to type 2 diabetics. So now we are going to look at how do we reverse it. Okay, how do we reverse it naturally without being on medications are the things we're going to discuss today. So we're going to be looking at eating a clean diet. Okay, exercising regularly, losing your weight, stop smoking, eat fewer carbs, treat sleep apnea. Okay, drink a lot of water with a pro or medication, and then want to see your doctor. All this is what I'm going to cover on this topic. All right. So if you are a pre-diabetics or you have a family member that is pre-diabetics at this moment, then you still have a chance to reverse the trend so that you don't become full diabetic. Okay. So that is my intro on what we are going to be discussing today. Please, those that are watching me, I see the number is increasing now. Please indicate where you are watching me. I see the number of people watching is increasing. Please indicate where you are watching me so that I can acknowledge your presence. All right. So let's see. So this is what I just discussed now, the intro, okay, about pre-diabetics. Okay. Now, the exact cause of pre-diabetics is unknown. Okay. But in one hand, it's known. Why are you pre-diabetic? But they tell you that the exact cause. When they say exact cause, does not mean they don't know the exact cause. They are telling you that in totality, they cannot tell you 100% that this is the cause of pre-diabetics. But you will have some idea why you are pre-diabetics. So that's why they say the exact. When they say something is exact, it means they are 100% sure to say this is why you are pre-diabetics. Okay, I'm going to remove this banner now. Okay, so the exact cause of why you are pre-diabetics is unknown, but it's associated with insulin resistance. So that's why they use the word exact. It is not confirmed 100% that this is the reason why you are pre-diabetics, but it has to do with your insulin resistance. And what is insulin resistance? I've tried to define that insulin resistance in different forms. Okay, this is when your cells stop responding to the hormone insulin. When your cells stop responding to the hormone insulin. And what does that mean? Okay, when they say you are insulin resistant. Now, you are pre-diabetics. One reason being given to you why you are pre-diabetics is that because your cells is resisting insulin. Your cells, okay, stop responding to that hormone called insulin. And what happened was when the excess glucose levels, for instance, I'm going to use a typical example. Let's use a typical example. Okay, let's use a typical example. You have a cup, a small cup, and you have a cup and you are filling it with water. Okay, that cup, you start filling it with water. When the water is filled up, it's have to start now tipping down. It's have now going down to the ground, to the floor, or splitting everywhere because now the water is getting excess. But if the water remains, you put in the water at the cup and it fill up and you stop, the water is not going to spill over. It's going to remain inside the cup. But when you keep putting water, when you know that the cup is full, the water is going to spill over. So when it have to spill over to go to somewhere, that excess water spilling over is looking for somewhere to go. All right. So that is what happens when your cells stop responding to insulin, that hormone called insulin. Because when your body have excess glucose levels, somebody asked me yesterday in the office, one of the person I'm seeing asked me that, how is it? It's just a funny question. He said, who is this God that we cannot see? How is it that he was able to make everything perfect in human being? That when your sugar level goes above, your brain sends a signal to get rid of that excess insulin. I said, well, that is why God is unseen. Nobody can see it, and that is why God knows everything that we cannot know. You know. So what happened is that when your body, when your glucose level goes above that range, I've given you guys an example of the cup when the water is filled to the brim. Now, when your glucose level reaches that target range and go over, that is when your brain will send a signal to the pancreas to release insulin, that hormone called insulin. And the essence of the responsibility of that insulin is to get rid of that excess glucose level floating in your bloodstreams. Because the way God created you is that when your glucose level reaches above and over, He wants that insulin to get rid of that excess glucose and send it to somewhere to stay. That's how God created you, right? Now, when those excess glucose level floating in your bloodstreams cannot reach your cells, because it's supposed to enter the cells of your muscle, and then the remaining ones are going to be stored in your liver and your fat to be used later. So when that signal, that hormone, comes into your bloodstreams, and that insulin is not able to get rid of those excess glucose level and send them into the cells to be stored there, that is when you become insulin resistant. That is, your cells are not responding to the insulin. So what happened now is that those excess glucose level in your bloodstream is now causing you problem. That is when it's now causing you damages to your nerves, to your blood vessels, to your arteries, and even trying to destroy your major organs or even death. Because there shouldn't be excess glucose level floating in your bloodstream. It's supposed to, as soon as it crosses over, that insulin is supposed to come and get rid of it, collect everything, and send it into the cells of your muscles. And that is when you can now use it as a fuel or as an energy to do a lot of things, to do lifting, to bend down, to stand, to walk, because now you are using those excess glucose level that is stored in the cells of your muscles. Now, if those excess glucose level, your cells cannot have access to those excess glucose level floating in your bloodstreams, it cannot be classified as a fuel that your body needs in your muscles. Instead, those excess glucose levels floating in your bloodstreams is now causing you health problem, causing you damages to your organs. So when those excess glucose level is not accessing the cells of your muscle, or when the cells of your muscle is not having access to those excess glucose to be used as fuel, that is when it says insulin resistance. It means your cells is not responding to the hormone called insulin, and that is when those excess glucose level is now causing you damages. Okay, so that is how your body works. So you guys have to understand that when they say insulin resistance, okay, when the cells of your body is not responding to the hormone called insulin, or when the cells of your body is not having access to the excess glucose level floating in the bloodstreams. Okay, so when this happens, okay, prediabetes doesn't always cause a symptoms. Like every diabetes, either type 1 or type 2 diabetes or gestational diabetes, or even the prediabetes doesn't have doesn't always come with symptoms. As I said to you guys, you might be diabetic without even knowing that, without no known symptoms. You can be diabetic and no symptoms. You can't even see the symptoms because they are mild and silent. So prediabetes doesn't always cause symptoms, although some people develop darkening of the skin around the armpit, neck, and elbows. So one symptom you have to notice again, for instance, I'm going to tell you something. I have a friend of mine, when I visited home, that was in 2000. I'm going to give you guys a short story so that I don't want to deviate from what I'm trying to do. I visited Nigeria, that was in 2008. And I see a friend of mine. When we are in school, he's fair in complexion. He's not dark. Then when I see him, I see his face is like a charcoal. It's like somebody that was burnt. You know, when a fire burnt somebody and then you could see all the body, the skins are pure black. So when I see him, I already notice. I said there's a problem. I already noticed. I said this guy must have a health issue. So I called him. I said, can you come? So he came one day to the house, and I said, can you pull off your shirt? I said, yes, pull off your shirt. He pulled off his shirt. I could see all the skins were dark. And I told him, guy, you are diabetic. You could see him, there's no symptom. I told him right away, you are diabetic. I said, how? I said, hey, listen, you are diabetic. For your skin to be dark, like a charcoal. He said, but I'm okay. I say you are diabetic. And if you don't go and take, I said, okay, do you have a high blood pressure? He said, yes, I have a high blood. I have a high blood pressure recently. I said, okay. I said, go and see a doctor. You are diabetic. He said, but I said, go and see a doctor and get back to me. You are diabetic. Because your skin, I know you when you were in school, you were fair in complexion, but you're totally dark. I know that Africa is hot. The sun can change your skin pigment, but your own coloration, your skin of your coloration, man, you are diabetic. So he went and do the blood work, and he came back and told me yes, he's diabetic. And then he started telling me, I said, did you check your kidney, check your liver? He said, I said, go and check your kidney and liver. I said, this diabetic, you might have it for about 2-3 years, and not because he said, but I don't have it. I said, go and do a kidney test, function, and liver to make sure everything is okay. And then he went again and did a test, and he came back. The kidney is functioning below 30%. The kidney is functioning below 30%. I said, no. I said, if you don't go and start treating, you might be needing a kidney transplant because below 30%, you have to go and do something about it. So what am I trying to say? Prediabetes doesn't have known symptoms. And again, most diabetes don't have immune symptoms, except you are lucky you notice those frequent urination or the blood vision. But darkening of the skin, you might see somebody that is very, very dark. Okay, darkening of the skins is also a symptom that we're diabetic. You might not have a frequent urination, you might not have a blood vision, you might not have any symptom at all. But when you see your skin pigment, your coloration, you are dark like a charcoal. That is a symptom. So when people see that they are turning black, and they say, oh, the sun is the sun. No, go and see a doctor and find out why all of a sudden you are getting dark, your skin, your facial, your body is turning dark. And then they will run a test or send you to a skin specialist. So if you know you are not a dark person, you know your skin coloration, and all of a sudden you could see that you are changing color. Your skin is changing to darker, very, very dark. So that could be a symptom of diabetic. So that is why I have to bring that up to you guys now. So prediabetes doesn't always cause symptoms. Just know that even most of the diabetes doesn't always cause symptoms, except few symptoms that might emanate at a later stage. So darkening of the skin around the armpit, neck, and elbows can also be a symptoms of diabetes. So I'm going to do something here. Okay. All right. All right. So you guys are reading what I'm posting there, and then we'll go to the tips. After all this now, I'll go to the tips. All right, so let's go to the tips. Let's go to the tips on how you can reverse your prediabetics naturally. Do you guys have any question? Do you guys have any question? Do you have any question? All right. So let's go to the tips. Okay, let's go to the tips on how you can reverse prediabetics naturally. Okay, how you can reverse prediabetics naturally. Number one. Okay, number one. Number one is eat a clean diet. Okay, we are discussing now the tips on how you can reverse prediabetics naturally. When we say naturally, you are not using medications. Okay, when we say naturally, you are not using medications. All right. So number one, we are talking about lifestyle to help reverse prediabetics naturally. That is the topic. We are discussing now the tips. Okay, lifestyle to help reverse prediabetics naturally. When we say naturally, you are not using any medications. And I say number one is eat a clean diet. Tunde, you're welcome. Okay. Number one, eat a clean diet. So number one is eat a clean diet. Okay, we are discussing the lifestyles. We're discussing lifestyle to help reverse prediabetics naturally. Okay, now, and I said number one is eat a clean diet. So when you are reversing your prediabetes naturally, you are not on medication. You are just dealing with it naturally to reverse the trend. So number one is eat a clean diet. Okay, one risk factor for prediabetes is a diet high in processed food. When you're eating food that are high in processed, I've told you guys, stay away from processed food. You know, most of this food you go to fast food joints, okay, or most of those food you go to the shop. You know, those food that are sealed in a can. Most of those food that are packaged in a can, sealed in a can, in a bag, or in a different form, or in the boxes, they are processed. So you're going to stay away from those type of food, and then limit your consumption of this. How many times you visit all these fast food joint, like what do you call it? KFC, Mr. Biggs, what is the other one? Tantalizer, all those names, all those different, you have to limit visiting, and they are all processed food, with, you know, because they have added fat. They use a lot of trans fat in most of the things they cook. So they have added fat in those food, a lot of calories in those food, and a lot of sugar, okay, that has no nutritional value and high in carbohydrate. Okay, a diet high in red meat also heightens your risk. So you also have to avoid consumption of red meat. Okay, so that is why you have to avoid eating pre-diabetics food. Processed food. So you're gonna avoid all those food. So you gotta, you have to avoid diet in processed food which have added fat, calories, sugar without nutritional value. A diet high in red meat also heightens your risk. So you have to avoid all these kinds of food. Okay, so that is why you have to eat a clean food. So number one is eat a clean diet. And how do you eat a clean diet? Is by avoiding food that have been processed, which have added fat, calories, and sugar without nutritional value. A diet high in red meat also have to be avoided. So your diet must be clean. You must be eating a healthy, balanced diet. Okay, that is one way to reverse prediabetes. Okay, so eating a clean diet, which also consists of healthier choices, okay, can help restore normal blood sugar levels. This can reverse prediabetes and also help to prevent type 2 diabetes. Because once you are not able to deal with this prediabetes, that's going to lead you to have type 2 diabetes. So incorporate, what you have to do is to make sure that you eat a lot of low fat and low calorie food into your diet. And what are the examples of low calorie and low fat foods? Okay, one is you have to go for complex carbs. I've told you guys by now, those that have been following me for a long time know what is called complex carb and simple carbs. So instead of going for simple carbs, you have to go for complex carbs. Okay, so let's do something here. So what you have to do is to make sure you go for food that are low in fat and low in calories, or avoid food that contains a lot of calories in total. Okay, so you have to go for the complex carbs. Okay, food that are in complex carbs. Okay, food that are in complex carbs, vegetables that are in complex carbs, lean meats, whole grains, healthy fat like avocado and fish. Okay, so these are so what am I trying to say? I've seen the question that is coming in. So incorporate low fat and low calorie food into your diet. Okay, this include one, fruit with complex carbs, two, vegetables, three, lean meat, four, whole grains, and five, healthy fat like avocado and fish. So that is how you're gonna be able to reverse your prediabetes. Okay, is by eating a clean diet. Okay, eat a clean diet is number one. Okay, eating a clean diet is number one. Yetunde Pelon, you're welcome. Happy weekend. So let's go to number two. So go for fruits with complex carbs. Okay, eat a lot of fruit that have complex carbs. And what are the examples of fruits? What are the examples of fruits that fall within a complex carbs? We have apple. Okay, we have blueberry. We have cherry. We have grapefruits. We have grape. We have orange. We have peach. We have pear, and we have plum. These are examples of fruits that are high in complex carbs. So eat a lot of fruits that fall into these classifications of complex carbs: apple, blueberry, cherry, grapefruit, grape, orange, peach, plum, and pear. These are examples of fruits that are in complex carbs. And then eat a lot of vegetables, lean meat, okay, not red meat. Stay away from red meat. Go for the lean meat, whole grains, and healthy fat like avocado and fish. So those are healthy. That's number one. So let's go to number two. Number two is Number 2 is exercise regularly. Exercising is very important. Okay, if you lack physical activities, it's another risk factor for prediabetics. Try as much as you can, no matter how old you are. Okay, try to involve exercise. Either you're a diabetic or even though you're not a diabetic, exercise solves a lot of health issues. Okay, exercise solves a lot of health issues. People don't know the importance of exercise, but exercise is very important. Okay, especially if you want to manage prediabetics. Exercise is very, very important. You can do exercise in your home without even going to the gym. You can do exercises in your compound, but it is very, very important to involve exercising in managing your health. Even though you are healthy, even though you don't have any sickness, involve exercises. They're very, very important. Exercise is not only great for energy and mental health. Okay, it can also lower your blood sugar levels by increasing insulin sensitivity. I've told you guys how it increases insulin sensitivity. Okay, this allows the cells in your body to use insulin more efficiently. All right. When you exercise, it awakened your dormant beta cells. Beta cells is located in your pancreas. Beta cells are responsible in producing that hormone called insulin. So when we say that your pancreas is damaged or it's not functioning properly or it's not producing enough insulin properly, okay, your beta cells are not dead. When they say dead, they are not dead like when a human being is dead, that you cannot see him or her forever. No, in terms of the pancreas, when we use the word dead, that we're not referring to the death of a human being. When somebody closes their eye, they cannot talk anymore. They remain dormant. It's sort of malfunction. Okay, because you overload your body with carbohydrate and it can't keep up with the glucose levels building up in your system, then it malfunction. It will not be able to use that and insulin that you're producing correctly to regulate the amount of sugar level in your bloodstreams, or it's going to produce less hormone called insulin to take care of your excess sugar. So exercises, okay, awaken those dormant beta cells in the pancreas to start producing enough insulin that your body needs, and then makes your body to be insulin sensitive, so that the cells of your body can have access to the excess glucose level in your bloodstreams, okay, by not resisting insulin. So when you start exercising, you are waking it up. It's like when you have a dead battery. You know, in Africa, when you have a dead battery, all of a sudden you are driving a car, or you're driving a car, or you get up in the morning to start your car. You see that the car is not starting, it's making a kind of noise. Then I see people open the bonnet and they go and use a stone and they hit on the positive and the negative contact. They hit it, and then they go back to the car again. As soon as they put the key, the car starts. Because maybe initially the cables connecting the positive and the negative is loose. There's no contact on the pole. So by the time you hit it, okay, the contact comes back. That's what, when you go back the second time, you're able to start the car. So the same thing happens to when you become insulin resistant. When those beta cells are dormant, it's either they're not producing enough insulin that your body requires, or they are producing less insulin that your body requires, or they cannot use it correctly to manage your sugar level. So they remain dormant. So when we say they are dead, we don't mean they are dead. They are still, even when you are diabetic, your body still produces insulin. It's either it's not producing enough, or your body is overproducing insulin, but your body doesn't know how to use it correctly. That is why you're diabetic. So even though we say that you're diabetic, still your pancreas is still producing insulin. But there are two ways. It's either your body is producing over enough insulin, but your body doesn't know how to use it. That is why you become diabetic. Or it's producing more than your carbohydrate intake, that is not enough to take care of the excess glucose. So by exercising, you increase the insulin sensitivity so that the cells of your body can have access to this excess glucose, okay, and use it as well as energy that the body requires. So exercise, waking up those dormant beta cells to start functioning properly. And that is why I told you guys, if you are exercising correctly every time, you see, you are not going to depend on any medication, and you see that you are controlling your sugar level. That means that exercises is now wakening your beta cells to start producing that insulin to take care of your sugar level. And that is why people that are exercising all the time, their sugar level always stable, because they are awakening that dormant beta cells. So that exercises it wakes up that pancreas to correct itself by either producing more insulin that you require, or to now use the insulin that your body is producing that is over correctly to take care of your excess sugar. That is why, see, they are not a medication. So exercises plays a vital role in managing your sugar level. So if you are beginning a new exercise routine, start, as I told you guys, like I think Pomfa during the week was saying that, I think somebody, is it Pomfa or somebody, says she was exercising for 2 hours. All of a sudden, she couldn't recognize what is going on. She drank a lot of water and she couldn't recognize. People were surrounding her. Yes, if you are, as I've told you guys, okay, if you are not used to exercise, don't, as a diabetic, you are not supposed to do strenuous exercise or intensive exercise. I can do intensive exercise because I've been building my body right from when I was a child. So exercise is not something new to me. Okay, I can go for 2, 3, 4 hours in the gym, doing all kinds of intensive exercise because I'm used to it. But if you're a beginner that haven't done exercise before, don't go and do 1 hour exercise. Remember, if you do intensive exercise, it can force your blood sugar level to drop to hypoglycemia and cause you another problem. So that was what Pomfa, I think there's somebody that was experiencing. So as a beginner or as a diabetic, don't go for an intensive exercise because it can cause you to have hypoglycemia, to drop your sugar level. And before you start exercising, take your sugar reading, write it down, and then after exercises, also measure your sugar. You see the difference. You see, if your sugar level is high before exercise, after exercise, your sugar level is going to drop to the normal range. So if you are beginning a new exercise routine, start slow. Start about today, do 10 minutes. Tomorrow, increase it to 15 minutes. The next day, increase 20 minutes. Or throughout this week, Monday to Friday, do 10 minutes. And the next week, you increase it to 15, Monday 15, Tuesday 15, or to Friday 15. Then the upper week again, you make it 20-minute Monday. So you increase it gradually. But as a diabetes, you cannot do an intensive exercise. Okay, except you've built your body, you are not new to exercise. You've been exercising for a long period of time, so your body have adjusted. You can go for intensive exercise. So that is different. But as a beginner or somebody who have not been exercising before, you are not allowed to do intensive exercise as a diabetic because it's going to force you to have, your sugar level can drop and cause you to have a kind of symptoms of hypoglycemia that you will faint or collapse, that will bring in a lot of water. So start it gradually. Okay. So if you're beginning a new exercise routine, start slow. Okay. Engage in light physical activity for 15 to 20 minutes. And then gradually increase the intensity and length of your walk in a few days. That is what I just, okay, that is what I just explained. So, so exercise plays a vital role, okay? We have Regina, you're welcome. Regina, you're welcome. Stanley, you are welcome. Thank you very much, Stanley. Okay. So ideally, you will want to have 30 to 60 minutes of moderate physical activity at least 5 days a week. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the type of exercises that you can do. What are the type of exercises that you can do? Okay. Walking. You see, people don't know the importance of walking. Walking is one of the best exercise anybody can do. People don't know the importance of walking. When you see somebody walking, you see, when you see people walking on the street, or you see somebody walking, people in Africa, people start laughing at that person. I see the person is mental. But walking is one of the best exercises you can do. Just Dress up, wear your running shoe, and just take a walk. Walk around your neighborhood, or just walk half a kilometer or 1 kilometer. It is one of the best exercise a diabetic or even non-diabetic can do. In the Western world here, you see people that are in the age of 90, 80, 90, they are not walking with stick. But in Africa, you see somebody that is in 70, they already start walking with stick. But here you see people that are 90 years old, they are not walking, they still drive. They are not walking with stick. You see them holding, you see him and his wife, they hold hand, and you see them walking. You see them walking, that keeps them healthy. So walking is very important. Walking is the best exercise you can do. Now, biking, okay, biking. You can go and buy a bike, okay, and bike. Make sure you have your helmet. Don't bike without your helmet. And then bike around your neighborhood. Don't go on the highway. Bike around your neighborhood. Bike, you can buy one for yourself and buy one for your son or your daughter, or buy one for your wife. Both of you can bike. Biking also plays an important role. Now, because of the rough terrain in Africa in terms of accidents, because in Africa, motorists don't care about, they don't give a damn about bike. If you stay on the road, they will kill you. Okay? In Africa, if you're a bike, if you stay on the road, they will kill you. They don't give a damn. They will kill you and then go to the police and tell you, they don't, in Western world here, a biker has more right than somebody driving a car. Here in Western world, you rather hit a car than hit a biker, a pedestrian or a biker. If you hit a car to car, they call it accident. But if you are involved in an accident that you hit a pedestrian or somebody driving a motorcycle, you're finished. Somebody riding motorcycle here or a bicycle has more right on the road than you driving a car. You can drive, if you like, go and drive Range Rover. Somebody driving bicycle on the same street has more right than you driving. Me, if I'm driving my car and I see a bicycle man, I give way. I give them about 5 inches, 5 centimeters or 5 inches gap. I swerve. That's how it's supposed to be. When you see a bicycle man, try to ignore, just give them their space. Don't even come near them. Or you stop, let them go. Don't you ever hit a biker here in the Western world or a pedestrian, although you are finished. You can hit a car, it's okay, car is it's an accident, but you hit a biker here, forget it. They have more right than you. So in Africa, okay, in Africa, because of the way they drive there, they don't give a damn about motorcycle. So what you have to do is there are some gym bike you can buy that gym bike. You can put it in your home and cycle in your home, in your living room or in your compound without being on the street. So if you are scared of biking on the street because of Africa, their mentality, the way they drive, okay, they want a biker man to give a road, to give, when they see a car, you that is a bike supposed to stop for a car to pass. That's African mentality. When they see a bicycle man, they say, no, why are you blocking me? You're supposed to stop for a car to go. You stay on the road, they kill you. And they go to the police say, yes, why did you block the car road? No, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's a biker have more rights than you driving a car. You're supposed to stop for a biker, not a biker stopping for you. But in African mentality, they want a biker man to stop for a car to go. So if you are conscious of, because of the road condition, go and buy those biker gym bike that you can assemble in your home, in your living room, and bike. They are the same thing. So those are good examples. Jogging is also good. Jogging is also good. All right. Jogging is also good. Swimming is another thing. Okay. Aerobics is another thing. And playing sports. You can play sport with your son, with your daughter, with your wife in the compound by throwing balls or playing soccer ball in the compound. Those are physical, or throwing basketball. You can have, if you know, you can get a basketball, not a basketball, or a volleyball. You and your daughter can erect a volleyball court in your compound, or a basketball. Just use it. Even if you don't even need somebody to play basketball, just put the basket there. You can go and buy a ball and be throwing it. All those things are exercise in your compound. Okay, just throwing the ball in the basketball, run around, pick it up, and throw it. Those are, you see, by the time you do 15, 20 minutes, you see how you sweat. Okay, so play all kinds of sport, soccer ball, you know, basketball, volleyball, handball, all those things, or tennis. You know, you can put a tennis in your compound, you and somebody. those things are exercise. All right. So those things are going to help, but exercise is very important. Or even gardening. Gardening, you can do erect a gardening in your compound or at the back of your compound. Small gardening there that can keep you exercising. Those weeding, bending down, clearing the weed, watering the garden, all those things, or flower, cutting the flower, those things are exercise. Okay, not necessarily that you have to go to the gym, but exercise are very important. That is why that if you're exercising, you can't be on medication and you still control your sugar, because now your pancreas will be functioning properly because you are exercising. You are awakening the pancreas up to start producing or correct itself to start producing the required amount of insulin that your body requires, or to correct itself by using the insulin correctly to regulate the amount of sugar level in your bloodstream. So exercise is number 2. How to reverse prediabetes naturally. Let's go to number 3. Number 3 is lose excess weight. Okay. You guys know there's a difference between excess weight and obesity. They are 2 different things. They are not the same thing. So I want you guys to understand that there are different between excess weight and obese. So losing excess weight is very important. That is one way to reverse prediabetes. Anytime you are gaining weight, you are trending towards diabetics. Anytime you are getting weight, adding weight, you are trending towards diabetics if you are not yet a diabetic. So lose excess weight. Anytime you start seeing that your belly is bulging or your weight, how you can know you added weight is from your waist. Maybe the size of your pants. The same pants you've been wearing for over how many years loose and fits you. All of a sudden you put it now, it becomes so tight. You can't even button it up or zip it up. All right. Then you know you're adding weight. That's the easiest way for you to know that you're adding weight. And then you have to treat it immediately and start reducing those weight. Excess weight is not good for you. Okay. So one benefit of regular exercises routine is that it helps you to shed excess weight. That is why you have to exercise. Reducing your weight is very important. Adding weight causes a problem. And also that is why you have to avoid calories. Eating a lot of food that contains a lot of calories will make it to gain weight. So you have to make sure the kinds of food you eat contains less calories. Despite you need calories, you need about 2,000 calories per day. Okay, you need about 2,000 calories per day. It is when you exceed that 2,000 calories per day that it becomes an issue with you. So eating food that contains a lot of calories also causes you to gain weight. And another way for you to lose those weight is exercise. When you exercise, it keeps you fit. It makes you to burn those excess fat, and it makes you to reduce your weight. So in fact, losing a little, about 5 to 10% of your body fat can improve your blood sugar levels and at the same time reverse prediabetes, okay, or delay it. So insulin resistance increases when you have a large waist size. This is 35-inch or more for women, and then 40 inches or more for men. Let's do we have any question here? All right. Diane, you're welcome. And we'll have Capone Chilani you're welcome, Chilani, watching from Botswana. Diane, we're welcome. Diane, I hope you're going to make us laugh today. Diane, I hope you're going to make us laugh today with your question. And then Chilani, you're welcome. I appreciate it. Diane, I hope you're going to make us laugh with your question today. Diane is on the room. It's in the room. All right. So losing as little as 5 to 10% of your body fat can improve your blood sugar levels and help to reverse prediabetes. For some people, this is about 10 to 20 pounds. All right. So reducing your weight is very important. And then for men, So insulin resistance increases when you have a larger waist size. So this is if you're a woman 35 or more, and if you're a man 40 or more. So when your waist size increases beyond 35 for women and beyond 40 for men, then that means you're having insulin resistance. That's why I say when you start to see that you are adding weight, when you start seeing that your belly is protruding, or you could see from your waistline the pant that you normally fit you before can't fit you anymore, all right, they know you are adding weight. You have to now change your lifestyle. There are certain food that you are eating and that contains a lot of calories that is making you to gain weight. And then you are trending towards prediabetics. All right. So you have to make sure that reducing weight is one of your target to make sure you does not add weight. I know in terms of women, when they have a childbirth, their body changes when they have a childbirth. Okay, they will have add a little bit of weight, or they will develop a protruding tummy. Yes, women body and men body are different. When a woman, when they give a child, their body psychologically changes. Some, when they gain that weight in their waistline, in their body, it will stay for about 3 to 6 months, and then their shape is going to come back. Okay, but after childbirth, as a woman, once you finish that childbirth, stay about a month or 2 months. Don't involve yourself too much exercise so that your body, all your muscles can come back. Then after that, you can get back into exercising. Start exercising by taking a walk. Take your husband should take you out for a walk. Okay. Do a kind of aerobics at home. Okay, or in the compound. If possible, take it to the gym. All right. But for the first 2 months after your childbirth, don't get yourself into exercise because your body haven't adjusted properly. So after that, you start taking a walk, and then you see that your body shapes start coming back. All right. So that is it. So in terms of men's body and women's body, they're totally different things. Okay. So when you start, your waistline start increasing 35 or more for women and 40 or more, then it means there are certain things you are doing that you have to stop. You're adding more weight. Okay. So exercising is one. To get rid of those weight is very important. Exercising is one to get rid of those weight. Now, your lifestyle matters a lot. What you eat matters a lot. Your diet matters a lot. So those things that are causing you to add weight, you have to find out what is that are asking you to why and stop it. As I said, calories is one thing. Calories, if you're eating a lot of food that contains a lot of calories, you're going to gain weight. Drinking a lot of milk is going to make you to gain weight. That's why I ask you guys to stay away from milk. Stay as much as you can, stay away from milk. All right, milk is going to make you to gain weight faster than any other thing because it contains a lot of calories, sugar, and carbohydrate. So healthy eating and regular exercises are both key to losing a lot of weight. You can take other steps too. This might include getting a gym membership, working with a personal trainer, or having a accountability person to watch over you. So losing a lot of weight is one way to reverse prediabetes. Let's go to number 4. Let's go to number 4. Do you have any question? Number 4 is stop smoking. If you're a woman or a man that is smoking, you're going to stop it. I didn't say avoid smoking or limit smoking. I said stop smoking. So when we say stop smoking, it means you have to stop it and give it up. Smoking does not give you any health benefit. I don't know why people smoke. When I see people smoke, I don't know why they smoke. But smoking does not give you any benefit. Rather, it costs you more. Why would you be taking something that's going to give you a health problem? So when I see people smoke, I don't know why they smoke. Is it for the fun of it or for what? I don't know. Smoking, you got to stop it. Okay, if you're pre-diabetics or not even a diabetics, smoking have to be stopped. All right, I can't stay with somebody that smoke. It's not possible. We can't be in one room. It's not possible. Okay, because I'll lose my breath. I'll lose my breath. Smoke, I'm not good. I have allergic to smoking. That is it. So I can't be with someone that smoke. I stay far from them. I'm allergic to smoke. So you can't come near me. Stay far away from me. So smoking is one thing that you cannot come near me. I try to, once anybody that's smoke that come there near me, I won't be able to breathe. My sinus, my nostrils are going to be blocked. Okay, I'm allergic to smoking. That is why I don't go to nightclubs. I'm allergic to strong perfumes. I'm allergic to strong perfumes. There's certain perfume you put, it's going to make me miserable. I'll be crying and I'll be sneezing all day. I will get a lot of headache. So there are certain perfume that you cannot come near me. And again, one thing again, I'm allergic to dust and pollens. Okay, those three things is what I'm allergic to: dust and pollens, and the green grass. During the summertime, I don't go near grasses, especially when they are cutting them. I don't go near because of the allergic nature on it. I've already taken my vaccine for the year. Okay, so all those things I don't go near it. Now there are people that are allergic to peanut. I have a friend that's allergic to peanut. Okay, you can't come to peanut to his house. In fact, he will not going to eat your food if he doesn't know you properly. He doesn't eat anything. He's allergic to peanut. You make that he either put anything peanut in his food. You better get an ambulance within a minute, or he's going to die. He's going to die. You must get an ambulance. You have 5 minutes to get an ambulance to rush him to the hospital, or he's going to die. Peanut, you can't come there. He doesn't peanut. He's allergic to peanut. So people are different things. So smoking is one thing that I'm allergic to. So if you're pre-diabetics, you're going to stop smoking. Smoking is not good for someone that is pre-diabetics. Okay. So many people that know that smoking increases the risk of heart disease. That's one thing. It increases the risk of heart disease and lung problems. Okay. And also you can even develop a lung cancer. So that is, I don't know why people would smoke, but smoking is also a risk factor for insulin resistance for pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. If you're type 2 diabetes, you're pre-diabetics, okay, you have to stop smoking because it's going to increase your insulin resistance and make it harder for you to manage your sugar level. So smoking is something that you have to get rid of. Okay, if you find it very difficult to quit smoking, then you can see a doctor. There are things now they can do to help you to quit smoking. If you cannot do it by your own, they can give you nicotine patches. There's something we call nicotine patches, or they can nicotine gum, or they can implant it in your system. That's how they implant it in your body for a period of time for you to quit smoking. So smoking is something that you have to stop. It increases your risk of insulin resistance for people with pre-diabetes and also type 2 diabetes, and it also increases, you stand a chance of developing lung cancer because of your pre-diabetes nature. So that is why you have to stop smoking. So let's go to number 5. Number 5 is eat fewer carbs. Neka, you're welcome. Yeah, you're always late. You're always late. I don't know why you're always late. We have to find out why you're always late. There's something making you to come late. We have to find out. Gima, are you there? Gima, you have an assignment. Gima, are you there? I'll give you an assignment. Now we have to find out why Neka is always coming late. So we are discussing ways. We are discussing lifestyles to help reverse prediabetes. Lifestyles to help to reverse prediabetes naturally. And I say number 5 is to eat fewer carbs. You guys understand what I'm talking about this. Those that have been following me know what I mean by fewer carbs. So I'm not going to waste much time on this. Those that have been following me knows when I say eat fewer carbs, they know what it is. And I said, if you have been following me for a long time and you are still finding it very difficult to manage control your sugar level, then you're wasting your time. I'm saying it boldly. Anybody that have been following me, my teaching, and still find it very difficult to manage your sugar level, he or she is not supposed to be in this community. You are still wasting your time. Because by now, with my teaching and the things you learn, you're supposed to understand when I say eat fewer carbs. You're supposed to know now the things to eat, things not to eat, how to manage it, how to recognize the symptoms. I've tried to cover all the areas about diabetes. I'm even repeating some topics that I've discussed before. Okay, so when I say eat fewer carbs, I believe you guys understand when I say eat fewer carbs. And you guys understand what I mean by carbs. Okay, so eating fewer carbs is another way to reduce or to reverse your prediabetes naturally without being on medications. And when we talk about fewer carbs, is that you have to learn how to count your carbs. First of all, you have to identify how many carbs do I need per meal and per day. That is one. Then you have to also understand portion control, plate size. Now I know how many carbs I need per meal and per day. Now, what are the size of my food? Portion size, you have to take size as your food matters again. Okay, what are the size of my food? Remember, I told you guys, the larger the food, the larger the carb. The smaller the food, the smaller the carb. That is going to have an effect in your sugar level. Now, portion control, the timing matters a lot. How many times do you eat? Okay, all those things comes into equation to arrive at eating fewer carbs. Now, when I've told you guys before, or if you don't know before, when you're not a diabetes, you can eat a plate of basin of food in one go. You put a whole basin of food, you finish it, lick your hands, and in that food, there will be no vegetables, there will be no fruits, it's all just carbohydrate and a soup and 6 red meat in it. And that's why you become diabetics. So that lifestyle, stop. Once you become diabetics, that kind of eating pattern, stop. You cannot eat large food anymore the way you're eating. That red meat, bye-bye. So what are you going to do now? You're going to eat in a smaller portion control. You're going to eat every 4 hours. So you take a small food, make sure you have your 15 grams of carbs in them, your fruit and vegetables, your protein, your healthy fat in it, and your water in it. Okay, you eat it now, and then wait for another 4 hours and take another food, and wait another 4 hours and wait another 4 hours and wait for another food. That is how we did portion control. So you are controlling your plate size, and also you are practicing your portion control. Thereby, you are eating a fewer carbs. Okay, so now, what did I say about in carbohydrate? I've told you guys we have 3 types of carbohydrate. Can somebody tell me what type of carbohydrate? Can somebody list the 3 types of carbohydrate that I mentioned to you guys? I need somebody to list those 3 types of carbohydrate. What are the 3 types of carbohydrate that I list? I've told you guys several times. Can somebody list for me the 3 types of carbohydrate? Let me see if you guys still remember, or have you guys have swallowed it on your food. Can somebody list? Yeah, we have 3 types of carbohydrates. Can somebody list those type of carbohydrate for me? Let me see if you guys still remember. I can bet you none of you. I can bet you nobody knows it. All of you are forgotten about it. No, you think they know. That is not it. We have 3 type of carbohydrate. We have 3 type of carbohydrate, and I've said it several times here. No, Neka, you feel it. First of all, you have to identify the 3 type of carbohydrate before you now start talking about complex carbs. You have to identify this complex carb you mentioned falls in one of those 3 type of carbohydrate. Okay, we have the simple carbs and we have the complex carb. The simple and complex carb fall in those three types of carbohydrate. So we have the three types of carbohydrates. Okay, the complex and the simple carb fall each on one of these. Yeah, see, you guys have all of you have a coconut head. Nobody wanna see, all of you have forgotten about it. See, nobody, all of you have forgotten about coconut. All of you have coconut head. All of you, see, I'm disappointed. Nobody can even list the three types of carbohydrate. I've been singing, all of it. All right. So, eating fewer carbs. All right. You guys know what I mean by carbs. Okay. You have to eat fewer carbs and then high in fiber food. Okay. You got to eat fewer and high fiber. That's what I mean by eat fewer carbs. So even if you are committed to healthy eating, it is important to choose carbohydrate carefully. You will also want to eat fewer certain carbs to be able to help to reverse your prediabetes. Okay. Now, for my, I don't know what I'm going to call all of it called. Is it coconut head or I don't know, cassava head? Oh, my student, nobody knows the three types of carbohydrate that I've listed several times. I've sing about it, but okay. Now, so first of all, we have three types of carbohydrate. Okay, out of these three types of carbohydrate, you can only go for one. Now, I'm gonna list you guys. I hope you guys are gonna write it down because I'm gonna ask this question again some other time. We have three types of carbohydrate. Like I mentioned, complex carb. We have complex and we have simple carb. They are beneath the three types of carbohydrate. First of all, you have to identify those three types of carbohydrate and then attach the simple and the complex to where they belong. Okay, so what are the three types of carbohydrate? One is sugar. Sugar is a class of carbohydrate on its own. Okay, these are sugar. We all know what sugar is. It's a carbohydrate. And sugar is also a refined carb. And it's also a simple carb. So we see we have simple and complex carbs. So if I ask you guys, what are simple carbs? Simple carbs are sugar. Okay, sweet. Okay, those are sucrose, fructose, glucose. Examples are glucose, fructose, galactose, sucrose, sweet, syrup. Those are simple carb. They are refined carb. So sugar. I hope you guys are writing it down. We have three types of carbohydrate. Sugar is one. Okay, and sugar is also referred as simple carbohydrate. It's also referred as refined carbohydrate. Examples of sugar is we have the glucose, we have the fructose, we have the galactose, we have the sucrose, we have the sweet, we have the syrups. Those are simple carb. So sugar is one type of carbohydrate. Those type of carbohydrate, you got to stay away from it. Why? They are refined, simple. Your body can break them down easily and then spike up your sugar level. Because as soon as you put it in your teeth, in your tongue, your body goes into action to start breaking it down and then dump it into your bloodstream and then spike up your sugar level. So that's why you have to stay away from simple or refined carbohydrate or sugar in total. So sugar is one. Let's go to the number two type of carbohydrate. It's called starch. Starch. Okay. These are long chain of glucose molecules, which eventually get broken down into glucose in the digestive systems. Okay. Starch is neither a simple or the last. I'm not going to mention the last one. It's in between good sugar and the last one. It has a little bit of sugar and it has a bit of the third one. I'm not going to mention until I go to the third one. It's in between. So starch also, your body can break them down easily. But the process of breaking them down easily is a little bit longer than sugar. Sugar is the one that your body can break down easily without no headache. Immediately you touch your tongue, the enzymes have started working to break them down, and then you start seeing the effect of your sugar level. Starch, your body can still break them down, but not as fast as sugar. And then not as fast for you to start seeing the effect in your sugar spike. Then the third one is called fiber. Fiber is a form of carbohydrate. So we have three. Fiber now is a complex carbohydrate. That is why they say go for complex carbohydrate. All right, my coconut students, are you guys listening to me now? Is Yetunde still there, or Neka still there, or Chalene, are you still there? Diana, are you still there? So fiber is the third type of carbohydrate. That is the one you're supposed to go for because they are complex carbohydrate. And why do they call it complex carbohydrate? Your body cannot break them down. Your body cannot break complex carbohydrate. And that is why they say eat more fiber and less carbs. Because what are those more fiber? Fiber fall into a complex carbohydrate that your body cannot break down, even though you're eating them. And it does not have effect in your sugar level. It's a delay process. Okay? So those are three types of carbohydrate we have. Okay, so when I say eat fewer carb, okay, so you got to go for avoid the simple carbohydrate. Okay, all right, avoid the simple carbohydrate, avoid the starch carbohydrate, go for fiber. Even though your body needs carb, you must consume 15 grams of carb per meal and 60 to 65 grams of carb per day. All right, so what are those complex carbohydrates? They are unprocessed carbs. They include vegetables and fruit. That's why they say eat more of vegetables and fruit. Whole grains, whole wheat, oatmeal, beans, legumes, lentils, all those are complex carbohydrates. So that is why you have to eat more of those complex and less of these refined carbs. Okay? So that is it. So you have to avoid like candy, avoid yogurt, avoid honey, avoid juices, there are certain food you have to avoid. Okay, avoid white rice, white bread, pizza, breakfast cereals, pastries and pastries. Okay, so these are the food you have to avoid. And go for vegetables, whole grain, whole wheat, oatmeal, beans, lentils, legumes. Those are complex. All right. So, Samuel, you are welcome. Samuel, where are you watching me from? Plato Musa, where are you watching me from? Samuel. Now let's go to number 6. Let's go to number 6. Things you can do to reverse type 2 diabetics. Let's go to number 6. Samuel, where are you watching me from? No. Number 6, okay, is treat sleep apnea. Number 6 is treat sleep apnea. Okay. Okay, you're watching from Kano. All right. Okay, you're welcome. So number 6 says treat sleep apnea. You guys know what is called sleep apnea when you're not having enough sleep. Okay, keep in mind when you're not having a sleep. that sleep apnea has been associated with insulin resistance. So if you're not having a good enough sleep, that can also increases your chance of diabetics. So to reverse it, you have to treat the sleep apnea. Okay, with this condition, breathing stops repeatedly throughout the night due to relaxation of the throat muscles. Okay, when you have a sleep apnea, the breathing stops repeatedly throughout the night due to relaxations of your throat muscles. And the signs of sleep apnea include loud snoring. Okay, loud snoring. Let's do something here. So treat sleep apnea. Okay. Treat sleep apnea. Sleep apnea has been associated with insulin resistance. With this condition, breathing stops repeatedly throughout the night due to relaxation of the throat muscles. And what are the signs of sleep apnea? What are the signs of sleep apnea? Number one, okay, let me just, because somebody might need it. Let me see. Number one, signs of sleep apnea. Okay, number one, just what I'm trying to. All right, let's look at the signs of sleep apnea. Number one is loud snoring. We're looking at the signs of sleep apnea. Okay, and number one is loud snoring. Number two is gaps for air during sleep. Gaps for air during sleep. We are talking about signs for sleep apnea. Is there only sleeping position that can control snoring, please? Yetunde, I'm going to answer your question. Good morning, doctor. My first time joining your program. Ada, you're welcome. Ada, you're watching from Canada. What part of Canada are you watching from? My first time joining your show. I find. What part of Canada are you watching from? And then Morovia College, hepatitis V virus. What is this? I don't understand what this guy is talking about here. Oh, okay. Okay, Ottawa. Nice. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Ottawa. I'm gonna be in Ottawa sometime. I'm having a program there. I'm gonna be in Ottawa sometime 18th, 19th. Nice. You're welcome. Welcome to the community. Yeah. Yeah, on the 18th, 19th, I have a program there in Ottawa. All right. Are you a diabetic? Banuso Ada. Are you a diabetic? Um, oh, okay. All right. Sorry to hear that. I believe you're on medication. How have you been managing it? I hope are you on medication now? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I've seen your question, Banusa. So I'm going to answer your question, Banusa. Let me finish with Yetunde. Yetunde, you asked your question. I'm going to answer your question, Banusa. Just a few minutes. Let me answer Yetunde's question. Yetunde, you says first of all, let me go back to what I was saying before. We're discussing about the signs of sleep apnea, which include loud snoring, gasping for air during sleep. Number 3 is waking up with a headache. And number 4 is choking during sleep. Okay. And number 5 is daytime sleepiness. Okay. So now it's number 5. Number 4 is choking during sleep. And number 3 is waking up with headache. And number 2 is gasping for air during sleep. And number 1 is loud snoring. Those are the signs of sleep apnea. And then I was discussing you have to treat sleep apnea as is one way to reverse your prediabetics naturally. So that is one way to reverse it. We're looking at the ways you can reverse your prediabetics naturally, and then treating your sleep apnea is one way to resolve it. Now, going back to the question, I have 2 questions here from Banusa and I have from Yetunde. Let me answer Yetunde's question. Yetunde, Is there any sleeping position that can control snoring, please? Okay. Some people will tell you that you have to raise your head up, put more double pillow to raise your head up. Okay. Okay. So that you'll be able to resolve that issue. Some people are going to tell you turn sideways. Don't sleep flat in your back. Turn sideways. You're going to get rid of it. So I'm going to tell you sleep, lie down on your tummy. You're going to get rid of it on those ends. So people are giving me difference. There are people that might try this method, it works for them. You might try any of this method, it works for them. It might not work for the other person. Okay, so I've tried to figure out. I'm not a specialist in this area, but when I ask them, how do you solve it? Okay, they say, okay, you're going to put a double pillow to raise your head up. Some say turn sideways. Some say, so different people have different, but there's only one way medically. There's only one way to solve this thing, which I know medically. So all these ones, they say, I don't have any problem with sleep apnea, so I don't know. There are doctors that are specialized in this area, okay? But one way I know medically that you can resolve this issue is by, let me put it here. Let me put it in here. You're gonna use a machine. That's it here. You're gonna use this one. I know you're gonna use a machine. Yetunde, I'm answering your question. Is the way you can treat it usually involve use of oral appliance while asleep to keep the throat open. You can also use a continuous positive airway pressure (CPAP) machine. This keeps the upper airway passage open throughout the night. This is the one that I know. Okay, medically, there's a machine for it. You get a prescription. You have to get a prescription for it for you to be able to get it. You can't just walk into a store and buy it. It has to be prescribed by a doctor, a specialist. So this is the one I know medically. But the other ones, when I try to get into people's brain to say, how do you do this snoring? They tell me, oh, I have to put two pillows in my head to raise my head up, and it goes. Some tell you sleep sideways. Some tell you, So those ones I don't know because I don't have any issue with it. So I cannot give you a personal experience, but medically in terms of the way they treat it is by this machine. Okay, Yetunde. So that is what I know. But the other ones, I don't know about it. So if you're having an issue, if you're having a sleep apnea problem, I would advise you to see your doctor, and let your doctor refer you to a specialist. There are specialists in this area that can help you to resolve it. All right, Yetunde. Now, let's go to Banusa. Okay, I'm coming. Morovia College says, which food to avoid if you're taking treatment for hepatitis B? Hepatitis B. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. Let me go to because Benusa was here. Benusa, are you still there? Okay. All right. Benusa says, let me go to her question. It says, I would like to know more about this place. Okay, Benusa, how long have you been diagnosed with type 2 diabetics? How long? All right. Now, type 2 diabetics, okay? That's what we are discussing. Type 2, if you have type 2 diabetics, you want to know about it. Now, I'm going to just briefly rush across it. If you have type 2 diabetics, there are two things happening to your system. Your body, your body is not, your cells are not responding to insulin. You have an insulin resistance. And what does I mean by insulin resistance if you have type 2 diabetics? All right, is that your body is either producing enough insulin but your body doesn't know how to use it correctly to regulate the amount of excess sugar in your bloodstream. There are two things. It's either your body is producing more than enough insulin, but your body doesn't know how to use it correctly to get rid of the excess sugar floating in your bloodstreams, or your body is producing less insulin than required, so it's not able to meet the required level to get rid of the excess glucose in your bloodstreams. So these are the two. That's why you are type 2 diabetics. Now, your type 2 diabetes could be due to your lifestyle changes. Okay, if you're battling with type 2 diabetics, you have to change your lifestyles. You get type 2 diabetes, either it's hereditary or your lifestyle changes or environmental factors. Now, in terms of lifestyle changes, when we talk about lifestyle changes, okay, you have to change things. Your dieting plays a vital role. It has to start with things you eat, and then you're exercising, reducing your weight, okay, counting the carbs. But the most important thing dealing with type 2 diabetes is understand your dieting. Dieting plays a vital role if you're going to get hold of your type 2 diabetics. If you cannot control your type 2 diabetes, if you cannot get hold of your dieting, you can take your medications as much as you can, you still be struggling to control your sugar level. So dieting plays an important role in managing type 2 diabetes. That means you have to change the types of food you eat. The types of food you've been eating in the past, you got to stop them, avoid it, limit it, or stop it entirely, and then concentrate on the things you are required to eat. So when you're dealing with type 2 diabetics, okay, I've explained it over and over again. When you have excess glucose in your body, okay, when you have excess glucose, for instance, this is the target of your glucose, and then your glucose level expand, that is increase. Let me use this way. This is the level of your glucose. Once your glucose level goes this higher, it means it is called hyperglycemia. When your glucose level falls below the level, it's called hypoglycemia. That is low sugar level. When it goes higher, it's called hyperglycemia, high sugar level. So you are battling with hyperglycemia. That means your sugar level, you are struggling of controlling your sugar level to come down to normal. Now, what happens is that you have to eat food that are more in fruit and vegetables and avoid simple carbohydrate. You're going to eat less carb, more fiber food. So you're going to eat most of your food, 80% of your food is going to be more fruit and vegetables. Okay, you're going to be eating food that are fruit and vegetables all the time. And then less carbohydrate. We didn't say stop carbohydrate entirely. No, you cannot. You still need carbohydrate. Your body needs carbohydrate to function properly. Your body needs that carbohydrate as a source of fuel to function, because you talk, you move, you drive, you walk, you run is because of carbohydrate. But now that you're diabetics, you cannot eat too much carbohydrate anymore. You can only eat per meal, just per meal. Okay, you got to eat 15 grams of carbs per meal. In that meal that you are eating must contain 15 grams. You got to learn how to count your carbs. You got to get 15 grams of carbohydrate in that meal. It cannot go beyond 15 grams. Then per day, you need about 60 to 65 grams of carbohydrate per day. You cannot exceed 65 carbs per day. So when you exceed that 65 carbs per day, that is why I'm having those complications of diabetes. All right. So now your dieting plays an important role. You have to eat food that are more in fiber, fruit and vegetables. Okay. So for instance, okay, let me go back to what we were discussing before in terms of when we are talking about eating fewer carbs. Okay, you go to 80% of your food is going to be fruit and vegetables, because fruit and vegetables falls under complex carbohydrate. We have simple carbohydrate, we have complex carbohydrate. As a diabetic, you have to identify food that fall under complex carbohydrate and then avoid food that falls under simple carbohydrate. The food that are simple carbohydrate are processed, refined food. They have a lot of sugar and carbohydrate that's going to spike up your sugar level. Now, one thing you have to understand, Every food that you eat contains carbohydrate. Even though you stop adding sugar to your food, stop taking sugar, does not mean you stop what your doctor says. No. So people think that when they stop adding sugar, they, oh, now I can eat any kind of, no. That carbohydrate is also sugar. So when you eat food that contains carbohydrate, once it gets into your system, it converts it to glucose and then spark up your sugar level. So even though you stop taking sugar in your tea, either white or brown sugar or cane sugar, you still have to be wary in terms of carbohydrate content on that food that you're eating, because that carbohydrate is also sugar. So now that is why they say less carbohydrate and more of fiber, and that is why they say you have to eat food that falls under complex carbohydrate and stay away from simple carbohydrate, because simple carbohydrate, your body can break them down easily and then spark up your sugar level. As soon as you put it in your tongue, the enzymes start breaking down those such food and then spark up your sugar level. But complex carbohydrate, your body can never, okay? Complex carbohydrate, yeah, I'm coming. Benusa, I'm still answering your question. So that's what I'm still answering your question. So if you follow what I'm answering, okay. So we have simple and complex carbohydrate. Stay away from food that are simple carbohydrate and concentrate on food that are complex carbohydrate. Simple carbohydrate, your body can break them down easily. As soon as it touches your tongue, the enzymes start breaking them down and then dump the excess glucose in your body, in your bloodstream, and then spark up your sugar level. Now, complex carbohydrate food, your body cannot break them down. There's a delay in the process. Even though you are eating it, it can't break down complex carbohydrate food, and it does not affect your sugar level. So as I said, okay, even though you stop taking sugar and in your tea, you still have to be wary of carbohydrate. So what you have to do, if you are buying any food, even though in that label it says 0 sugar, 0 protein, 0 fat, 0 lipid, 0 calorie, and it says 20-30% carbohydrate, that is still sugar. So that carbohydrate, even though it says 0 sugar here, that carbohydrate is still sugar. So if you eat it, it's going to convert that carbohydrate into sugar. So that is why you see people say, I'm on medication for 2 years. But why is it anytime I go and check my sugar level, it's still high? It's because you are not counting your carbs. That carbohydrate is still giving you problem. You say, but doctor, I have stopped taking sugar. But you forgot that that carbohydrate is sugar. So even though it says 0 sugar, look at the carbohydrate. Milk. That's why I say if you're a diabetic, stop milk. Do away with milk. Don't even go near milk. Milk contains a lot of carbohydrate, a lot of sugar, a lot of fat, trans fat. Okay, so you got to stick to carbohydrate. Complex carbohydrate, which is fruit and vegetables. Say for instance, let me give you examples of complex carbohydrate. Okay, Benusa, I'm still answering your question. Let's give you example of complex carbohydrate. Okay, we have fruits. Okay, we have the vegetables, we have the grains, we have the nuts, we have the legumes, we have the seed, we have the sugar, the lentils. Now, in terms of fruits, okay, in terms of fruits, we have lemon and lime. Okay, drink a lot of lemon and lime. You can mix lemon with water and drink it. You can mix lemon with hot water. Just add lemon in the hot water. Drink it as a tea. Either as a with water or as a tea. The same thing with lime. Okay. Okay. Raspberries. These are fruit. They are high in complex carbohydrate. Raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, kiwis, grapefruit, avocado, watermelon, cantaloupe, oranges, peaches. These are examples of fruit that are complex carbohydrate. Okay. Now let's go to vegetables. Okay, let's go to vegetables that are complex carbohydrate. We are talking about let me get my list up. When we talk about vegetables, we are talking about where is that my list? I prepared a list here. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Okay, vegetables. Okay, we are talking about carrot, Okay, spinach is fortified with fiber. Tomatoes, onions, pepper, okay, those are root vegetables. Carrot is a root vegetables. Okay, they are soluble fibers. Okay, these are examples of vegetables that you need. Okay, when we talk about grains, okay, when we talk about grains now, let's go to grains. There's something I want to. Grains is where you have to be very careful. Like you asked me a question about for African food. How can you count about your 15 grams? This is the place now. Listen, grains. Okay, you have to stick to whole grain food. Whole grain, whole wheat, or oatmeal. Okay. When you talk about grain, you're asking me in our African, how can we count? Because I know a lot of African like their swallow, pounded yam, all this and that. You have to stop. You have to stop Gary. Gary, no more Gary for you. Benusa, are you Nigerian or are you from any of the African country? I know you're African. Gary, if you're diabetics, bye-bye to Gary. Bye-bye to pounded yam. Bye-bye to fufu. Bye-bye to amala. All those food is bye-bye if you're diabetic because they contain too much carbon. They are starch carbohydrate. They contain a lot of carbohydrates. So if you are diabetic and still eating all this food, you still have problem with your diabetes. So bye-bye to Gary. Okay. So bye-bye to Gary. Bye-bye to pounded yam. Bye-bye to all semolina. All those things are bye-bye. Those are starchy carbohydrate, and it's going to increase your sugar level. Okay, so instead of for you to replace those things, you go for oatmeal. Okay, oatmeal, they come in the powdery forms: oatmeal, whole grains, or whole wheat meal, like millet. Okay, since we are in Canada here, if you go to shore, you see some food. If you go to some African, like for instance, just hold on. I'm going to show you something now. Hold on. Okay, for me, okay, you see instead of Gary or pounded yam, you see this oat. This is what I eat. You see this oat flour, Gary, pounded yam, bye-bye. Most African shops sell this. This oat, okay. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a kind of brown in color. Okay, it's oat. So this is if you're diabetic, you go for oat flour. You can use it as replace pounded yam, fufu, Gary. This. Okay, this contains a lot of fiber. All right, most African shop, I bought this from African shop. Most African shop have this in Canada here. Oat or whole wheat. Okay, you can see oat or whole wheat in Okay, all right. So instead of pounded yam, Gary, semolina, you go for oat. All right. Now, even though I ask you to eat this also contains carbohydrate, but it is more of fiber than less carbohydrate. So you also have to eat them in a smaller quantity. Don't go and fill up the plate. You got to also eat it in a smaller quantity. But this is more of fiber. This is oat. Okay, and it does not affect. If I eat it, it doesn't affect my sugar level. I eat this a lot. If I eat it, I don't have any problem with my sugar level. It's stable. Okay, so stay away from all those Gary, pounded yam, all those semolina. Say bye-bye to them and go for oat or whole wheat or whole grain meals. Okay, so that is for grains. Now, instead of ripe plantain, go for green plantain. Okay, instead of ripe plantain, go for green plantain. Now, stay away from sugary drinks. Okay, beverages, Coke, Fanta, all those things, you got to stay away from them. Okay, drink a lot of water. You have to control your craving here. There's a sense your craving organ is here because you can drink a lot of water it's still going to disturb you, except when you drink Coke. Anything sweet, then that craving stop. No. Anytime it's forcing you to drink something sweet, Coke, don't drink, feed it that Coke. Keep drinking water. When this your craving organ here recognize that anytime I need Fanta, anything sweet, you give me water, it's going to start now changing. But anytime you drink water, you still not satisfied until you drink Coke. This is still controlling you. You have to now change the psyche and control this sense organ here. It's located here. So don't allow this to control what we eat and drink. Because this is telling you, oh, I don't want water. Give me Coke or Fanta. Until you give that Coke or Fanta, then you are relaxed. Even though you drink 4 bottles of water. No. So you have to drink a lot of water. Anytime this thing is disturbing you to give me Coke or Fanta, keep drinking water. At a time, this organ here is going to understand and recognize, okay, now this guy have catch the trick. Anytime I want Fanta, you give me water, so I'm not going to disturb you again. So have your way, and I'll look for another person to disturb. So you're going to drink a lot of water. So anytime this organ here is telling you Fanta, 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 Coke, tell them no. Say, please, can I have water? You drink that water. If you come back again, I need Fanta, drink another water. If you come back again, I need Fanta, drink water. By the time you do it consistently for a month, this sense organ now is going to change, not to disturb you for sugary item anymore. So you're going to control this here. Now you're going to stay away from white rice, white bread. These are refined carbohydrate. They are simple carbohydrate. Instead of white rice, go for brown rice. Brown rice is complex carbohydrate. Okay, white rice, bye-bye. Go for brown rice. White bread, bye-bye. Go for brown bread. And if you're going to take bread, take 2 slices of bread at a time. You cannot take 4 or 3 slices of bread as a breakfast. Make your 2 slices of sandwich. If you want a sandwich, put a lot of tomatoes, cabbage in there, onions, take it 2 slices of brown bread at a go. I'm just trying to rush everything because if I start going into it's going to take us hours. So if you need another 2 slices of bread, you're going to wait for another 4 hours. Okay, so 2 slices of bread at any time. Go for white bread, stay away from white bread, white rice, and go for brown bread, brown rice. Now we're talking about portion control. As a diabetic, you have to also learn how to do portion control. It's very important. Before, yeah, I'm coming there. Okay, I'm coming there. Now listen, portion control is also a way to manage your type 2 diabetics. Okay, when you're not a diabetic, you can eat 1 big plate of food, and then you're okay. And maybe if you watch that food, it's only carbohydrate. There's no vegetable. There's no fruit. There's not healthy oil. You're just eating 1 big plate of food when you're not a diabetic. But when you're a diabetic, you cannot eat big plate of food anymore. You have to divide your food in a smaller portion. You have to eat every 4 hours. You cannot just go and eat anyhow. Okay? So as a diabetic, for instance, if you eat your breakfast early in the morning, before you take your breakfast, check your sugar level. Okay? Before you eat anything, check your sugar level. And before you go to bed at night, check your sugar level. Now, make sure you take your heavy breakfast in the morning. Take heavy breakfast in the morning. Say, for instance, 7 o'clock in the morning, you take your breakfast. Make sure you are counting your carbs. In that breakfast, you have your 15 grams of carbs. When you take, for instance, 7 o'clock your breakfast, you cannot eat any other food till 4 hours later. So you're going to eat every 4 hours. Gone are the days you're going to stay one side and finish a bowl of food, because the larger the food, the larger the amount of carbohydrate in that food that is going to, after finish eating, it's going to spike up your sugar level. So that is why you have to eat in a smaller quantity. The smaller the food, the smaller the carbohydrate in it, and the smaller effect is going to have on your sugar level after eating. Then when you finish eating, you have to check your sugar level 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours after your meal, and then write it down. You must have your logbook. You must write your anytime you check your sugar level from morning till when you go to bed, you must be writing them down. Before meal, after meal, whatever you are doing, you must write them down. You must have your logbook. Okay. So you eat 7 o'clock in the morning, you cannot eat another food till 4 hours later. After that, you eat another 4 hours later. That is how we do portion control, plate size. All right. So if you eat 7 o'clock in the morning and then you are feeling you want to eat again in between, because you are going to wait for another 4 hours. So from 7 o'clock, say around 9 o'clock, you start feeling hungry, then take something like orange, a fruit, orange or apple, just one apple, one orange, or one sandwich, one sandwich you prepared at home. That's okay. But you cannot eat your breakfast 7 o'clock, heavy meal, and 2 hours later you want to eat another heavy meal. It's going to alter your carbohydrate on the first one. Remember, the first meal contains 15 grams of carbohydrate because you have to eat 15 grams per meal. So if by 7 o'clock you eat your heavy meal and by 9 o'clock you want to eat another 15 grams, that means within 4 hours you are taking 30 grams of carbohydrate, which is going to spike up your sugar level. And then that is when you start feeling those burning sensation in your feet, your numbness in your hands. It's like they put needles in your feet, is burning because your sugar level is high. That is a complication of diabetes. We call it diabetic feet or neuropathy. So anytime your sugar level goes high, you start feeling those burning sensation in your feet, tingling or numbness in your feet or in your arms because your sugar level is high. And there is no treatment for it that is going to cure it permanently. It's not possible. There's no treatment for it. There are medications to remedy it. The only way to reduce those burning sensation in your feet, numbness in your, is to bring down your sugar level. As soon as your sugar level comes down to normal, those burning sensation disappears. All right. So, Benosa, when it says, I have another question waiting for me here. It says, does our African soup affect sugar level? Yes. The spices used in those African soup also matters. They also contains carbohydrate. So it depends on the type of spices you add on that food. Like for instance, me personally, I cannot eat egusi soup. If I eat egusi soup, my sugar level is going to go to 200. And I'll start having burning sensation in my feet for weeks, not even days, for weeks. So I stopped eating egusi soup because of melon contains a lot of carbohydrate. So I tested other soup that my body accepted. Okay, I eat those soups, I'm okay. But the egusi soup, no. So it depends on the spices used on those soups that can also affect your sugar level. So the only way for you to know is when you prepare a certain soup and you eat it and see if you're going to have a burning sensation in your feet or numbness. If you have it, it means that soup is not good for you. It has a lot of spices or too much carbs in them that is affected, that have spiked up your sugar level. So anytime you eat a particular food and it triggers the burning sensation in your feet and numbness, know that food is not good because it contains high carbs. All right. So, Badosa, I think I've given you a little bit of tutorial because, all right. So, if you keep watching my videos, you see. But with this, if I just telling you how to manage it is going to take us another 2-3 hours. But do you exercise? You also have to exercise. You also have to make sure you exercise a lot and then reduce your weight. And then if you're on medication, you got to take your medication according to your doctor's prescriptions. Okay, I don't know if you exercise, but exercising is very important. Exercise is very important. Okay. If you have any other question, you can ask me or send me a message on my inbox, on the page inbox. Then if you have any other question, you are free to ask. Okay, exercise is very important. You must exercise. Exercise is very, very important. Okay, because if you exercise regularly, it's going to take care of most of these complications. If you don't control your sugar level for a long period of time, you can go blind, you can lose your eyesight, you can get amputation. If you don't okay, yeah, all right. If you don't control your sugar level, if you're diabetes and you don't control your sugar level, it can make you lose your eyesight. You can go blind if you don't control your sugar level. You can get a digestive problem. You can get Yeah, Morobia, I'm coming. I'm coming. You are the next. Morobia, I'm coming. You are the next. You can get amputation. And as a diabetic, you must avoid injury at all times. As a diabetic, avoid any injury. Anything that's going to make your skin to have injury, open your skin, or cut or blisters, avoid it. Because once you remember, as a diabetic, your immune system is low. Once your sugar level is high, if you get a wound, that's why wound cannot heal. As long as you have your sugar level is high, any wound cannot heal until that sugar level comes down before you start healing. And because the wound does not heal in time, there's a tendency infection can penetrate through that wound and then goes deeper. And that is why I see people get amputated, because infection has penetrated through that wound because their sugar level is too high. So if you don't control all those sugar level, you can lose your eyesight, get amputated, get a digestive problem, and then it's going to affect your sexual urge, your libido, your sexual intimacy. It's going to make you to lose consent, don't like sex anymore, because it's going to destroy your sexual organ, the nerves connecting your sexual organs. It's going to destroy it totally, that you cannot even want to have intimacy with your husband or with your boyfriend anymore. The same thing applies to men. If you're diabetics, you don't control it, it's going to make you to have erectile. It's going to destroy your sexual organ, that you cannot have any erection anymore. It's going to damage the nerves, that you can't have erection anymore, is because you are not controlling your sugar level. So there are a lot of complications that comes with uncontrolled diabetes. So if you are not yet having all these complications now, start managing your sugar level very well. Okay, so if you are not having all these complications now, start managing. If you ignore it, then you can have any of these complications, or you can even develop high blood pressure or bad cholesterol. So diabetes can lead you to have high blood pressure and also cholesterol, bad cholesterol issues. So these are the complications, or even death, or even stroke. So if you don't have any of these complications now, this is the best time for you to start controlling, taking your treatment very seriously. All right, and then see how it goes. So inbox me. All right, and then if you have any question, we'll take it up from there. And you can also, since you are watching, if you have any question, keep asking. All right, now, okay, Morovia, let's go to your question. Let's go to your question. Where's Morovia question? Stanley, I'm going to answer your question. Stanley, let me answer Morovia question. Okay. Morovia says, which food to avoid if you taking treatment for hepatitis B? Now, hepatitis B, Morovia, you are in Africa, okay? One thing with hepatitis B, you don't need to worry about hepatitis B. Why I say you don't need to worry about hepatitis, the only hepatitis you can worry about is hepatitis A and C. Hepatitis C is deadly. Hepatitis A and C is deadly. Hepatitis B, you don't need to worry about it, because there is no any African, even a newborn child, has hepatitis B. As long as we are African continent is known to have that hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is not deadly. Okay, even a newborn child has hepatitis B because of the location of Africa. I'm talking about Africa as a continent. Okay, that's why here in North America, if you have hepatitis B and you're Africa, they don't worry about it, because hepatitis B goes and comes back. It inflames, goes okay for a number of years and come back again, and then you take some treatment, it goes off again and comes. So it goes and comes, goes and comes. As long as you are African, do not worry about hepatitis B. Yes, the inflammation is going to go and come, goes and come, goes and come. The only hepatitis B you have to be worried about is A and C. Both of them are deadly, but as far as B, you don't need to worry about it. So whatever treatment you are taking now is going to be okay, but it's going to come back again and disappear, goes and come again. So as long as you're an African, you have hepatitis B, you don't need to worry. You can only worry about A and C. All right. Now, if you have hepatitis B already, you cannot take vaccine, except you don't have it at all. Then you can take vaccination to against hepatitis B. But once you already have it, the vaccine does not work. It's already in your system. It only comes, goes, comes, goes. The only hepatitis you have to worry about is A and C. Now, which food to avoid? Okay, you asked me a question, which food to avoid if you have hepatitis B? You have to avoid processed food. That is why I told you guys, avoid processed food. okay, patronizing all these fast food joints, okay, eating their food is not good because they use trans fat oil to prepare. So any processed food, avoid it. Limit sugar drinks, like all these sugar drinks, soda drinks, ice cream, fruit juices, avoid it. All these fruit juices. If you want orange, go and pluck orange from the tree, peel it and take. But the ones you buy from the store in a bottle, stay away from it. If you want grape, go and get grape from the tree, slice it and take. But when you see this grape juice in the store, they are already processed. Stay away from them. Soda, Fanta, Coke, all those nonsense, stay away from them. They are sugary drinks. Okay, they have a lot of added sugar in them. Okay, and avoid red meat. Avoid red meat. Okay, avoid red meat and avoid those fatty cut meat. You know, there's some meat. You see a lot of fat in those meat. You have to remove those fats. So if you are preparing to prepare a soup, you know, you go to the market, you buy some meat and there are a lot of fat in them. You have to remove all those fat and take only the meat. So avoid, limit your red meat consumption and fat. Okay, and also avoid fried food, food like fried chicken, anything fried. Avoid it. Okay, anything fried, avoid it. So like hot dog, deli meat, all the chips or fried chicken, avoid it. Anything that is fried with oil, avoid it. So Morovia, have I answered your question? Okay, that's a simple thing. Have I answered your question? Let me know. I'm going to post. I posted it. What I just said here now. Okay. No, that's not what I. So Morovia, this is your answer to the thing I just explained now. The food to avoid if you have hepatitis B. What I just explained now is what I just posted in here now. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So let's go to Stanley. Stanley asked me a question. Banuso, if you have any question, ask. Ask. If you have any question, I'm still here. Go ahead and ask. All right. Let me see, Stanley. Let's see. Where's Stanley question? Okay, Stanley is here. I'm making sugar levels go up. Is there any remedy for use of these drugs? What, Stanley? What is the side effect? You say it's making your sugar level to go up. Apart from that, what? When your sugar level goes up, what is the symptom? I want to know the symptoms you are getting when your sugar level goes up. Stanley, are you still there? Stanley, I'm trying to answer your question. Are you having an inflammation, swelling? Are you having a swelling, inflammation, or severe allergies? Because the medication you gave me here can be used to treat different ailments. So I want to know: are you having inflammation, that is swelling, severe allergies, or are you having arthritis or asthma or any blood or bone marrow problem or kidney problem, skin condition or flare-ups or multiple sclerosis? There are different things you can use this medication for. So I want to know. Okay, if you are having any side effects, okay, if you're having any side effects, if it's making your sugar level to go up, I will suggest you go back to your doctor for it, because these medication have different uses. I want to know which particular, because it is not used to treat diabetics. Okay, it is not used to. So I want to know: are you cancer patients? Because there's different things they use that particular medication for. So that's what I want to know, um, why you are taking these oral medications, because um, I want to know, because it's not used to treat your diabetics. But if you're having any side effect, if it is causing your sugar level to go up when you are not a diabetics, then go and see your doctor to change that medications. All right, because it is not used. It is not used at all to treat diabetics. So they are different. They use it for different type. People use it, especially if you're a cancer patient, or you're having a bone marrow or multiple sclerosis, or you're having a skin disease. Okay, or if there's any inflammation, or you're having a kidney problem, then they use it. But for friend of your sugar level to go up, you have to go and see your doctor. Okay, if it's causing your sugar level, go to see your doctor. He can change it to another medications, but I find that's what I want to know, because if he's spiking up your sugar level and you're not a diabetic, okay, it's going to be very hard for that doctor to remove it, because, as I said, this particular medication is used to treat several kinds of ailment. So, for instance, if you're a cancer patient and you needed it for your cancer treatment, and it's spiking up your sugar level, it's going to be very hard for doctor to remove it, because you need it for your cancer treatment. Or if you're having a kidney problem, or if there's any suffering from multiple sclerosis, or if you're having a skin disorder, these medications, it's going to be very hard for doctor to remove it and give you something just because you're spiking up your sugar level. So rather, you have to deal with that side effect and to manage that sugar level spikes, rather than removing this medication that is used necessarily to treat a certain illness that you're passing through. So that is what I want to know, if you're diabetes. If you're not a diabetes, then it's going to be very, very hard. Okay? But it's like you're not here, Stanley. So let me not waste time here. It's like you're not here. Let's go back to what we were discussing before. I gave you guys 6. I have 2 more. You can reverse your diabetics, pre-diabetics. I have 2 more to do. We'll have 2 more points, because I only give you guys 6. Then we go. Yetunde, let me see what Yetunde is: meat or fish cooked, roasted with air fry. Okay. Yetunde, stay away from red meat. If you want to go for meat, go for lean meat. Lean meat. But red meat, stay away from it. Fish is okay. Cooked is okay. Grill is okay. If you're going to fry it, use olive oil. Olive oil or avocado oil, these are healthy oil. Or vegetable oil. But I use olive oil in most of my fries, because olive oil is healthy oil. You either use healthy olive oil or use avocado oil. These are the 2 oils I'll have at home. If I don't go to the shop, I don't see olive oil or avocado oil, then I use vegetable oil. And I must make sure that vegetable oil is 100%. Because if you go to the stores, you see 58%, 68%, stay away from it. That vegetable oil must be 100%. But my number 1 oil I use to fry is olive oil or avocado oil. They're all healthy fat oils. Okay, as a diabetes, that is the 2 types of oil that you need. Then vegetable oil is the 3rd one alternative if I don't see these 2. Okay, but you have to go for lean meat and stay away from red meat. Okay, getting there. Let's go to Benusa asks a question here. Yeah, Benusa says, what type of snacks? I think on Friday, I gave you guys list of snacks. I have to go back to that. I have to go back to that snack. Let me get it up. On Friday, no, we didn't do any live program on Friday. We did a live program on Wednesday. Yeah, I gave you guys a list of snacks. I'm gonna let me get that snacks for you guys. Banusa, let me wait. Snack. I'll give you guys a list for snacks. Okay. All right. Banusa, what type of snacks can I take apart from fruit that will not spark up the sugar level? All right. The snacks you got to take. Okay. One is boiled egg. One boiled egg. Okay. Banusa, I hope you're writing them down. Boiled egg. One. Berries. We have different kind of berries. Okay, you can take a blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, and there's another one again, berries. Okay, we have popcorn. Now, if you watch in my page, there's one video I did for popcorn. Okay, there's a popcorn that is for diabetic, not all that kind of popcorn. There's a popcorn that is for diabetic. There's one video that I did. I showed you guys a popcorn. Just hold on, let me grab it. Let me grab it and show you guys. But let me hold it. All right. Okay. Banusa, you're asking for snacks. One is boiled egg. I'm going to give you about 10 snacks. For diabetics, I say one is boiled egg. One boiled egg. You can't take two boiled egg. One. If you want to take two, you're going to wait for another 4 hours. Then popcorn. There's a video I did for popcorn for diabetics. This is it here. You see this popcorn is for diabetic. All right. I did a video about it. It's on my page there. It's for diabetic. And I'm going to show you guys something here. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something. If you guys, where's my pen? Okay. This popcorn is for diabetic. It's sold in store. Banusa, you are in Ottawa. You find it here in Ottawa also. Okay. Look at here. He says high fiber. I don't know if he says, I don't know if you guys can see, where's my camera here? You say high fiber. You see it there? And look at GF. You see, it says gluten free. Look at it, high fiber. If I go up again, I don't know if I can come here. Non-GMO. Okay. And then it says no artificial flavor. You see, no artificial flavor in it. No artificial flavor, high fiber on it. Okay. All right. So, and if you look at in here, it has no carbohydrate. It has no carbohydrate at all. It has no cholesterol at all. The fat, okay, in it is a good fat, is 7%. Okay, so it's not a trans fat. Okay, but there's no carbohydrate, there's no sugar. So there's no cholesterol, and it has high fiber, no artificial flavor, non-GMO. It's for diabetic. Popcorn. It's sold in store here. Okay, so popcorn is a snack. You cannot just go and do any kind of popcorn. There's a special popcorn, as I showed you guys. Okay, like this one. If I want the popcorn, in fact, after this program, I'm going to go and open one and do. I'm going to open one and do one. You guys make me not to want to eat. All right. So popcorn is 2. I said number 1. Root, you're welcome. Number 1 is snack is 1 boiled egg. 2 is popcorn, but not all any kind of popcorn. You have to look for that popcorn that has no carbohydrate, no artificial flavor. Now, for instance, I know maybe in Africa, those that are watching me from Africa might not have this type. So even if you're going to go for popcorn, even if you're going to eat popcorn, make sure something that can fill one of your palm is okay. You cannot just go and do a bag of popcorn, because remember that popcorn contains carbohydrate. So if you want a popcorn, just 1 scoop of your palm is okay. All right. Avocado. So I've given you Banusa. I say egg, popcorn. Number 3 is avocado. Number 4 is berries. There are different kinds of berries. We have the strawberries, the blackberries, the raspberries, and then there's another one. There are about 4 of them. Okay. Now we have go for Greek yogurt. Okay. Go for Greek yogurt. Don't go for ordinary any other type of yogurt. If it is not Greek yogurt, don't go for it. Greek yogurt contains some vital proteins, minerals, and nutrients that you need. Also, the toppings in that Greek yogurt, like they're going to put raspberry in it, blueberries in it also, and then that yogurt also, contains no sugar at all, no added flavor at all. So Greek yogurt, you must go for Greek yogurt. It's good for diabetics. Now, in a smaller quantity, you cannot just go and fill a big pot. Okay. Now, if you're going for a cheese, go for cottage cheese. Don't go for mozzarella cheese. Go for cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is good for it's a snacks for diabetics. Okay. Then tuna salad. Go for tuna salad. Bonosa, I hope you are listening to what I'm saying. Tuna salad. Okay. Tuna salad. All right. Then bread with peanut butter. Brown bread, 2 slices of brown bread, 2 slices of brown bread with peanut butter. Okay. Almond. Take 2 or 3 2 almond nuts, not 3 almond nuts, 2 almond nuts. Okay. Chickpeas. Okay. Apple slice. You know, apple is a snack. You can take 1 apple. Okay, it's a slice. Now, orange. 1 orange is also a snacks. Now, what else again? Almond is good, but don't take too much almond. Okra, okay, you know how to prepare okra like a vegetable soup. Okra vegetable soup, okay, is good. Okra is good for diabetics. What again? What again? There's one that I'm remembering. Hummus. There's something we call hummus. Okay, or hummus. Hummus is good. So these are example, or crackers. Cracker biscuit that has 0 sugar, 0 carbohydrate, nothing, no salt, unsalted crackers is good. So these are examples of snacks for diabetics. Okay, these are examples of snacks for diabetics. And I've told you, if you are going for plantain, go for green plantain, not the ripe plantain. The green plantain, and if you are going to go for green plantain, okay, if you are going to fry it, use olive or avocado oil. If you are going to cook it, boil it, you know how big the plantain is. The green plantain, only half. You cannot finish one plantain. Just cut it into 2 and take 1 and keep the other one. Or you cook the whole one, but if you are sure you're going to discipline yourself, you cannot finish it. Once you slice it, you take only 4 or 5 slices and then keep the remaining in the fridge. And that could serve as a snack later. Stay away from banana. Stay away from banana. Don't go near banana. Don't go near mango. All right. So, but also, I think I've answered your question. If you have another question, send. Ruth, you are welcome. Kemi, latecomer. Kemi Adewusi, welcome. All right. Okay. So, Kemi, how are you? Now we're discussing this, how to reverse prediabetics naturally, and I gave you 6, and we have 2 more. The last one was treat your sleep apnea. So let's go to number 7. Let's go to number 7. Number 7 is you drink. Hold on. So number 7 is you drink a lot of water. Number 7, you guys know about drinking a lot of water. As I explained before, you drink a lot of water. Number 7. Good. All right, you're welcome. So you drink a lot of water. You guys know about number 7, drinking a lot of water. Let me see who this. So number 7 is you drink a lot of water. You guys, I'm not going to spend much time on this drinking a lot of water because you guys know what I mean by drinking a lot of water. To reverse your prediabetics naturally. Okay, instead of drinking, I've told you guys about your craving organ here, the sense organ that is controlling, make you to drink, tell you to drink a lot of sugary items is here, located in front of your head here. So it's going to be disturbing you all the time. Even though you drink 1 bottle of water now, it's not going to leave you alone until you drink Coke, anything sweet. So to change this, don't allow this craving organ to control you. Rather, you control the organ, what to drink and what not to drink. So instead of drinking that sugary items all the time, drink a lot of water. Water is going to keep you filled up. Okay? It's an excellent way to reverse prediabetes and prevent type 2 diabetics. Water helps to control blood glucose levels and is also a healthy substitute for sodas and fruit juice. Those beverages are typically high in sugar. Stay away from it. Instead, drink a lot of water. Water is important. It's going to keep you filled up and also stabilize your sugar level. Let's go to number 8. Okay, number 8. Number 8 is work with a dietitian, nutritionist. Okay, if you find it very difficult to get hold of your dieting, you see, anything that has to do with diabetics is all about dieting. If you find it very difficult, okay, if you find it very difficult to control your diabetics, I'm going to leave it that way. If you're finding it very difficult to control your diabetics, and you're wondering, I'm drinking a lot of my medication for a number of months and years and still find it very difficult to control my diabetes, why is my sugar level still high? Is the dieting aspect. The most difficult aspect of managing diabetes is dieting. And if you want to get hold of your diabetes properly, if you want to live a normal life without any complications or even staying away from medication, is getting hold of dieting. Once you master the art of dieting, it solves your problem about diabetics. So dieting plays a vital role. That's why I see people find it very difficult to stabilize their sugar level, even though they are on medications, because they don't know what to eat. Not only they don't know what to eat, they don't know the quantity to eat. They cannot even differentiate, okay, which is simple carb, which is complex carbs, or they cannot even know the size of the food they're supposed to eat. What might be small for you might be bigger in my eye as a physician, and tell you, oh, why are you eating such big food? So it differs. So they struggle to find out what to stay away from and what to eat. And some people cheat. Even though doctor keep nagging. When they go home, they call their wife, give me my favorite. The wife will start screaming, but doctors ask you not to eat this. Give me my favorite. They say, is it not only once? That once is a lot. Dealing with diabetes is all about discipline. You have to live in conformity of the rules and regulations guiding diabetics. You must live according to your doctor's instructions, follow the medication patterns, and then live a healthy life. If you are living beyond those conformity, beyond those guidelines, you're inviting trouble. And as I said to you guys, all right, diabetes does not kill. Diabetes is not a problem that you are having today. But in one way, diabetes kills. And I'm going to differentiate 2 ways. Diabetes is not a problem. Have you ever seen somebody that died of diabetes? No. No. Somebody's going to tell me, what is this guy talking about? And I'm going to explain. If you see anybody that passed away of diabetics, what you're going to see in that death certificate is died due to diabetic complications. What kill you is not the diabetics, it's the complications that kill you. Diabetics is just a one word, but inside diabetics there are different offshoots. That is what you should worry about, not the diabetics itself, not this diabetics. Worry the complication. Worry about retinopathy. You know what's called retinopathy? Eyesight. Retinopathy, diabetic retinopathy has to do with your eyesight, lose of your eyesight. So don't worry about diabetics. This is diabetes. Use my finger as diabetics. Don't worry about this. Worry about diabetic retinopathy. Complication of diabetic retinopathy. That is one complication of losing your eyesight, or partially losing of your eyesight, or total blindness. So if you are scared of, don't be scared of that. Just say, you know what, I don't want to lose my eyesight. So if you don't want to lose your eyesight, make sure you control your sugar level. Because what is going to make you to lose your eyesight is the retinopathy, the complications, because you are allowing your sugar to get up. So diabetic retinopathy is the complication that makes you to lose your eyesight. Now you lose your feet, you get amputated. It's not because of this, it's the complication. Because you fail to control this, now you have what we call peripheral neuropathy. When the nerves and the blood vessels and the arteries are completely damaged, there's no flow of blood in that area. You might not even be having any feeling in those areas because the blood vessels that supply blood in those areas are damaged. The nerves in those areas are damaged. Nothing is working in those areas. So if you eventually have a wound in that part of your feet, you might not even know that they have it because there's no feeling sensation in that area. And the next thing, infections penetrate, and then the next thing, they have to amputate that leg in order to spare your life. So now that's what we call diabetic feet or neuropathy. So that is a complication of diabetics. Now, if you enjoy sex as a woman or as a man, and you don't want somebody to enjoy your wife when you go, or you don't want your wife, you don't want somebody, another woman to come in and enjoy your husband, control this diabetics. Because if failure to control your sugar level is going to make you as a woman to lose interest in sex, in intimacy, because your libido is going to come down, the nerves around that area is going to completely damage. You can't even enjoy. You don't have any feeling sensation. You don't even know what it's like when your husband is intimacy with you. It's like somebody's just hitting a hammer on that area. You're not even feeling anything because the nerves controlling that area is gone. The same thing applies to a man. If you know that you like intimacy, okay, and you're diabetics, control this, because failure to control this is going to lead you to have what is called erectile dysfunction. That is going to damage all the nerves in those areas. That's going to make you not to have an erection anymore. You have ELD. Then the next you have to depend on Viagra or Cialis or other medications to have an erection. So those are the complications that you have to worry. That is what kills you, not the diabetes itself. All right. So as I said, diabetes does not kill. What kills is the complications. So dieting plays a vital role in managing your diabetes. Dieting plays a vital role in managing your diabetes. If you can get hold of your dieting, you see that these complications are going to get away. You won't have any complication. You're going to live a normal life, live healthy, have children, enjoy your marriage, enjoy your relationship, and do other things other people are doing. But you have to, first of all, make sure you get hold of this thing called diabetes. Make sure your sugar level does not go this way. Make sure your sugar level still remains here. Now, if you are not yet a hypertensive patient, if you have not yet developed high blood pressure or develop cholesterol problem, control diabetes, because failure to control diabetes is going to lead you to become hypertensive or have a bad cholesterol issues. That means you have diabetic issue, you have hypertension issue, you have cholesterol, and these are all chronic illnesses. They don't go. It's for life. When you have a high blood pressure, it's for life. Your medication is for life. The same thing applies to cholesterol. If you don't control it and you have it, it's for life. So which means you have you're taking medication for diabetes, you're taking medication for high blood pressure, and you're taking medication for cholesterol for life. more illness, more money to spend. All right, let me see. Yetunde says, is egg yolk good for some? Yeah, egg yolk is good. The yellow is good. That's where the protein is. That is the main protein. That's where the protein is. So egg yolk is good. All right, but you have to take 1 egg per time, not 2 eggs. I know Yetunde, you like egg too much. 1 egg, one. So let's go to Kemi. Yes, Darnell is good. Kemi, Darnell is good. Yeah, it's good. But if you feel that you see the problem, Darnell is good drug. Metformin is good drug. There are a lot of drugs that are good. But one thing again, I'm going to say on drugs for diabetics. Okay, the caveat on drugs for diabetics is one thing you guys have to understand about taking drug for diabetics is you can take your drug, you can go and take the most expensive drug that works very well. You can go and take it as much as you want. But if you're not controlling your diet, you're wasting your time. That drug is waste of time. So if you are struggling controlling your sugar level now, it's not because of the drug. Your dieting still plays a role. There's something you are still eating that you're not supposed to eat that is still affecting, because you take a drug, for instance, let me just say, for instance, now, you take a drug, it stabilizes your sugar level. Okay, now your sugar level comes down, it stabilizes it by getting rid of excess glucose in your bloodstreams. And then you go and take pounded yam the next minute. What is going to happen? It's going to spark up your sugar level. The drug you just take is just waste of time. That pounded yam you eat is going to balloon your sugar level up again. So you see that the drug you just taken is just waste of time, because the drug you just taken have stabilized your sugar level, and then you want to eat pounded yam again. So the drug is not the issue. The drug must work with your dieting. You're taking drug, that drug must work, must correspond with your dieting for it to have an effect. So that's what you have to understand. That drug you are taking must correspond with your dieting to have an effect. So if you are taking your drug and you are still not mastering what you're supposed to eat, what time to eat, the quality of the food, you're not practicing portion control, you're not counting your carbs, you are not eating quality instead of quantity, it's of no use. Your sugar level is going to still be high. Okay, so yeah, but to spark it up. So the drug you're taking is not the issue. So if you're struggling controlling your sugar level now, it's not the issue. The issue is you have to master the art of dieting. You have to eat quality, not quantity. It must be healthy and balanced. And I've told you guys, any meal you are eating that has no carbohydrate is not a balanced diet. It must contain carbohydrate, even though it's still sugar. That is why they say reduce your carb intake and increase your fiber intake. That carb is what you need as a source of energy. If you don't have any carbohydrate, you won't be able to talk. You won't be able to walk. You won't be able to go to school. You won't be able to go to the market. You won't be able to ride your car. You won't be able to stand. You won't be able to do anything because you don't have energy. There's no glucose in your muscles. Your muscles are empty. So you need that carbohydrate to act as a fuel to give you that energy. And I've told you guys how it works when it becomes insulin resistant. I'm going to repeat. I just did it. I'll repeat it again. Why you are insulin resistant, why your cells are not responding insulin is, all right? If, for instance, this is your sugar level, this is the high, it cannot go above this. Your sugar level must rise to this and stay within there. It must stay within here or stay in the level. It must not go above this. Now, when your sugar level creeps above the normal range, your brain sends signal to your pancreas to release insulin to get rid of those excess glucose floating in your bloodstreams. Your excess glucose is not supposed to be floating in your bloodstreams. When it is floating in your bloodstream, that is when it's damaging your nerves, damaging your organs, attacking your kidney, attacking your liver, destroying your nerves, your sexual nerves, destroying your optical nerves, damaging everything, your blood vessels, when you have excess sugar floating in your bloodstreams. What is supposed to do, as soon as your sugar level creeps above the normal level, the brain will signal to the pancreas to release the hormone called insulin to get rid of those excess sugar floating in your bloodstream and then send them into the cells of the tissues of your muscle. While those excess glucose is floating in your bloodstream, cannot be classified as a fuel that your body needs as energy. Those excess glucose must enter the cells of the muscle, your muscles. That is when it can be classified as a fuel that your body needs as energy to help you to go to the farm, to till, to walk, to do anything. And then the remaining excess glucose is going to store them in the liver or the fat. So when the excess glucose that is in the muscle get used, that for instance, when you use all of them, then the one you store in your liver is going to be released back to the cells. That is when you get your energy again to start farming or to start walking. So until those excess glucose enter the cells of the body, that is when you classify them as fuel that your body needs as energy. While it is floating on the bloodstreams, it cannot be classified. Rather, it is harmful to your health. That is when it's attacking your eye nerves to destroy, make you go blind, make you to destroy your blood vessels, destroy your kidney, destroy your liver, anything, just damaging everything. So that is how I say you have to understand the art of dieting. What to eat, what not to eat, time to eat, quantity to eat, and then your plate or portion control size. Those things have to play a role, and then you have to add your exercising. Your exercising is very important. You must exercise. Exercise is very important. You must exercise, reduce your weight, and then your medication. Those things have to all comes in for you to get hold of your sugar level. All right. So Kemi, I've answered your question in terms of Danone. Danone is a good medication. So 8 is you have to work with a dietitian if you find it very difficult in mastering the art of your dieting. Your diet plays a vital role in maintaining your sugar level. Okay. Somebody is asking me a question. Let's answer this question now. I saw this question now. Let me put it out here. We've been here for 2 hours, 39 minutes, almost 3 hours. Well, yeah, because I did not do a program. There's no live, there's no program on Thursday and Friday, so I'm trying to choke up everything. Tomorrow, again, we are going to have a program tomorrow. So you guys know Saturday, Sunday, we'll have a live program in the morning. So I have a question here. Somebody says, can medication help if you have prediabetes? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. If your lifestyle changes, for instance, if your doctor notify you are pre-diabetic and tell you, hey, listen, I see something in your result and you're pre-diabetics or borderline diabetics, you gotta be very careful what you eat. Okay. Because when you're pre-diabetics, you're not yet a diabetic. Okay, even though your sugar level is high, you cannot be classified as a diabetic. All right. So what happened is your doctor is going to notify you that hey, listen, I see something in your result. It's not looking good. You're pre-diabetics, so you're going to watch what you eat or try to change. Now, if your lifestyle changes does not help to reverse the trend of that pre-diabetics, then doctors are going to come in to recommend you a medication to help you reverse those trends. But at the same time, you still have to change your lifestyle. Okay, so medication to help lower your sugar level and reverse include, they can use metformin or glucophage, or Fortmins. There are different medications they can use to help to reverse it. Remember, once you are pre-diabetic, you are not yet a diabetic. You are not medically classified as diabetic, even though the sugar level is high. So you still have a chance to reverse it or to delay the progress into a full type 2 diabetics. All right. So that question has been answered. And then let's see when to see a doctor. When do you see? Somebody's asking me, when do you see a doctor? When do you see? I see a question. When do you see your doctor? Kemi says, okay, Kemi. Well, all right. Banusa, any other question? When do you see a doctor? Okay. Okay. Once you are pre-diabetics, doctor have alerted you that you're pre-diabetics. Okay. Doctor have alerted you that you're pre-diabetics and tell you have to change your lifestyle in terms of what you eat and exercise a lot. Two things that doctor are going to tell you once they notice you're pre-diabetic is to change your diet, your lifestyle, and then exercise. These are the two things doctor are going to tell you: exercise, 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 and then your dieting. Now, once you are doing those things, you have to also make sure you monitor yourself against any symptoms. Because if you start noticing symptoms, okay, you start noticing symptoms like your urination, frequent urination increases, okay, you start feeling unusual hunger, or you start feeling blurry vision, or fatigue, or increase in thirst, then you can go and see a doctor. You might have a prediabetes with no symptom at all, but medically they have seen your record that you're a prediabetes. Okay, then doctor is going to tell you, change your diet, lifestyle changes, and then exercise. So while you are doing those things at home, you also have to make sure you are monitoring if there's going to be any symptoms. When you start seeing symptoms develop, like increase in urination, you are now urinating frequently, or unusual hunger, all of a sudden you start eating mercilessly, eating anyhow, or blurry vision that now you cannot, when you start to read your book or see something in your phone, it is not clear, it becomes blurry, or fatigue, all of a sudden you're always tired all the time, or increase in thirst, you're drinking a lot of water, then that is when you have to go and see a doctor. And then doctor is going to do another test again to see, has it developed to type 2 diabetics now? Okay, and then officially classify you as a diabetes and then recommend treatment. All right, so that is it. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. I hope you'll be able to change your abonus. I hope you'll be able to get rid of those pounded yam, gari, all those things. I hope you're able to go get rid of them and then change your dieting and see if you're going to have an improvement. Okay, your dieting plays a very role, so you're going to start changing all those things. All right, and then go from there. But Banosa, since you are this Banosa, this restaurant in Ottawa, is it still there? It's owned by an African, Y2K. Banosa, Y2K, is it still there in Ottawa? Because anytime I come to Ottawa, that's where I normally go and get my food. You know Y2K? Is it Y2K or something Y2K? Yeah, it's in Ottawa. Is it still there? Banusa. Banusa. I'm calling Banusa instead of Banusa. It's called Y2K or Y2. I know it's Y something, Y2. Is it still there? Okay. Yeah, anytime I'm in Ottawa, I go there to I always tell them the kind of food I want. They prepare especially with a lot of vegetable, like the chicken. Okay, yeah. Anytime I'm there, I always they know me. I always call them. They prepare. That's how I like them to prepare my a lot with a lot of vegetable. They charge me. They prepare a lot of vegetable for me, tomatoes, cabbage, all these things, and they stuff it. So that's where I normally go to get my like on the 18th of this month, 19th, I'm going to be in Ottawa. So when I go there, that's where I normally go. I always call them ahead of time and I tell them this is how I want them to prepare. So they do a lot of vegetable for me, mostly vegetables, and then cut onions, tomatoes. So okay, I take it. All right. Okay, so I know that's still there. Okay, do you guys have any other question? Do you guys have any other question? Yemi, do you have any other question? I know Stanley is gone. Yetunde, do you have any question? Morovia, do you have any other question? Um, Kembo, you didn't ask me any question today. Diane, I didn't hear your question today, Diane. Who again? There are a lot of food, especially Diane. Diane did not ask any question today. Let me see. Stanley, I was trying to answer your question, but it disappeared. So, all right. So the floor is open. No question for Swallow. I forgot to share. I forgot to share you guys those link. Those who wants to call in. Those who wants to call in video to join the program. I forgot. Sorry, this is the link. Those who wants to join the program live, open the link in their phone and then follow this. Open it in the browser and open. I forgot to share it today. Yeah. Okay. Banusa says. Let me see what Banusa says. For my swallow, I blend unripe plantain and add husks to eat, even cow flour. Okay, yeah, cauliflower is okay. Okay. My problem with unripe plantain is the quantity. Remember, unripe plantain also have carbs in them. So the question is the quantity. Unripe plantain is good, but it's the quantity because it still have a little bit of carbohydrate. So now it's the quantity that you eat that matters. Okay, the cauliflower is okay. Okay, but the unripe plantain is the quantity that matters. Because I know most of these African shops they have unripe plantain flour. Okay, but if you read on the labeling, you see that unripe plantain also contains carbs in them. So you also have to be wary of the carbs in them. So the quantity you eat matters a lot. Okay. Any other question before we call it a day? Because we've been here for almost 3 hours now. This is 2 hours, 50 minutes now. So tomorrow is another day in the morning. I'm going to start in the morning. Tomorrow we shall start 9 o'clock in the morning. Hold on, let me confirm the time. Tomorrow program, just hold on, let me confirm the time. And make sure. Um, So tomorrow program, I'm gonna start 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock my time. So you guys have to check what time it's gonna be in your country, wherever you guys are watching me from. So you guys have to check your time in the Google, 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So you guys have to check what time it's gonna be in your various country. So we're gonna do so by 10 o'clock. I'm done because I have a game to watch by 10:30 tomorrow. So we're gonna start 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for Sunday program. Okay. Banusa says, let me see what she says. If I feel like taking swallow, I blend my vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, garden egg, etc., and I add horse to blend them. Okay, all these things you say in here. Okay, your garden egg. How many garden egg you're adding in that thing? Remember that garden egg contains carb. So you also have to be wary on the number of garden egg you're adding in the blender. Okay, so this garden egg also contains carb. So how many garden egg are you using? So that's why I say dieting is very important. Even though those things are good, but you also have to count the carbs in them. Okay. All right. If one, okay, one. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Do you have any other question? Tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start tomorrow, 8 in the morning. So at least I'll be able to have 2 hours time with you guys tomorrow. By 10 o'clock, my time, we're done. So tomorrow, 8 in the morning, I'll be able to cover up 2 topics. Now we're almost 3 hours. Okay, we're almost. You say, oh, really? Vanessa, are you surprised? Oh, really? All right. So 2 hours tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Yeah, but I thought I said, oh, okay. That's what I say on the. That's what I was saying. Uh, on the No, that is how I was saying. No, that is how I was saying. That's how I was asking you if the Y2K is still in Ottawa, because that's where I normally, anytime I'm in Ottawa, that's where I normally go and get uh, my food. They prepare it according to what I want. Okay, so that's where I normally go. That's what I was saying to you. I was saying that on the 18th and 19th, I'm going to be in Ottawa those 2 days. I'm going to be in Ottawa, and I'm going to be doing a live program in Ottawa those 2 days. My broadcast is going to be from Ottawa in those 2 days. So I'm going to be there for two program. Okay. All right. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Why am I sweating? So tomorrow. Any other question? Okay. So if no any other question, I'm going to let you guys go now. Tomorrow we're going to meet again for another program. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for those that have joined me today, and then tomorrow we shall meet again for another program. So I'm going to say, Yvonne, you are joining when I'm about to knock off. So you got to wait when the video is downloaded. You can join. All right. You got to take when the video is downloaded for you to join. Watch what we discussed today. It's 3 hours now, so I'm going to go and take a break. So thank you for those that have joined today. Your Banuso, Kemi, Yetunde, Stanley, all of you. I cannot, their name, the list is too much. Morovia. So those that have contributed to this program, I say thank you guys. And then let's meet once again tomorrow. All right. So enjoy your Saturday afternoon, and then I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Okay. So I'm going to wave you guys goodbye. I have to go and find something to eat and then watch my games. All right. So keep watching and then see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Banusa. I keep mentioning. Bye bye. All right. Goodbye. Yeah, Chimbo. Bye bye.